Master Lucci is back. Can I get an amen?
He's back.
He's back. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
I didn't know what you were saying.
Amen. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we highlight and discuss new series each week. But today, we are back again with more One Piece, which means that my name is Josh Doflamingo Michaels. And today, I am joined by
Mehgan Koala Perrine.
Mehgan Koala Perrine.
Koala.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another part of our Dressrosa discussion, the final part of our Dressrosa discussion. Today, we're going to be covering the end, chapters 769 through 801. Before we get started today, I would be remiss if I didn't thank from the bottom of my heart every single one of you beautiful people who donated to make this cosplay possible.
Yeah.
The only reason you are seeing Doflamingo here today is because of your graciousness, your kindness, your support. It means the absolute world to both of us. And frankly, it blew us away.
It really did. It was very shocking. I mean, we were like, okay, maybe we know it would be awesome if we could finish this because you had worked on it, and you're like, we're not gonna have time or
I was
any
a wreck.
funds. You were a wreck, and you were pacing back and forth. And I said, Josh, we got to do something. We got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you made that post, and you were so nervous to put it out.
Yes.
And then you put it out, and it was like within 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, insane.
I was a wreck. Okay, I was a wreck. I didn't think it was going to be possible, but you made it possible for me to sit here today and wear this beautiful coat. It gives me power. We're going to do the best to get through everything. I'm going to do my best to get through everything today, but I did inhale a lot of the spray paint that the yellow spray paint that I use on my hair. So I think my brain chemistry is eternally altered.
You're faded.
I'm faded right now.
You're faded. That's why you're wearing those glasses to mask it.
Yeah.
You're not fooling anyone.
My eyes are bloodshot
I
right
can
now.
smell you from here.
I'm messed up.
Anyone else freaking feathers.
But stay tuned again to the end of the episode for me to properly thank each and every one of you, whatever that means. We'll find out when we get there. And yes, the final part of Dressrosa. Mehgan, we do have a highlighted comment to get to today and some other things that I wanted to mention. Should we mention those first? I think we should before we start getting into everything.
Yeah.
The first thing I wanted to talk about was everybody's reaction towards the Usopp moment in the previous episode. It was a theory that was brought to our attention that maybe one of the reasons that Usopp reacted the way he reacted and sort of, turned tail and ran was because his memory of Robin at that point, her being turned into a toy, had been wiped. A lot of his character growth and development came from the Enies Lobby arc, where all of that happened. Without Robin, that means a lot of that growth didn't occur. That is a very interesting theory, however, not unanimous. People didn't unanimously agree with that. I think for me to go back really quickly and to not spend too much time here, but I do tend to agree. The more comments that I read, that it is just who Usopp is. It's a part of his character and it's a part of his growth. It's a part of his arc, right?
Yes.
This bravery that he's trying to achieve is something he's constantly working towards, and he falters at times, but always when it really matters and when it really counts, he shows up and he's there to fuck shit up. He's there to handle business. I understand, and I do think that it's interesting that maybe, Robin being wiped from his memory could have been a factor, and maybe on some small scale, that was maybe a small part of what Oda was trying to do. But if you really start to unpack that, the implications of that get even crazier, and you start to think that if that was the case, then wouldn't a lot of people's personalities been different?
Yeah, exactly.
I saw people really, really unpacking it in the comments, saying that if someone learned how to read and their teacher got turned into a toy, does that mean they don't know how to read anymore? I thought that was a pretty funny and, pretty true comment.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like a divided way because I kind of mentioned how I felt about it. How it was, I understand how this could be in character for Usopp, but after everything that's happened and everything that's continuously happening, is it the same as like Sanji being a simp in times of just being like, this will be funny here, or this is just who he is, which I totally understand, totally get. But I mean, like, since the beginning, he was lying to them, and I thought that would be enough of that Usopp,
right.
character moment, but it goes even further when he runs away. And they're literally yelling like Uso-land, like they really believe in him. Like you would think that with everything, even if Robin got turned into a toy, like he would stay and fight it out.
And
I understand he did. And I understand how, he's totally, he thinks he's outmatched or totally is outmatched because these Tontatas are like super strong, stronger than he is, and they're getting beat. They're getting their asses beat. So I totally get that. But I did see another comment that I kind of agreed with, which was like, when it's convenient for Usopp to like revert back to his old ways for a moment. This was the moment, him going back and having that moment with the Tontatas where you're like, oh, what is he doing? He's gonna run away. Oh no, he's back to save the day. Like, I don't know, it just kind of felt in character but also out of character after what's gone down. But yeah, that's again torn between like, was it super like that's just who he is? And he's not reverting back, but it's just like that's his character shtick, I guess.
I think that's what it is. That's his shtick, right? That's one of his character flaws.
Zoro gets lost.
Yeah, Usopp will always back down. Sanji's a simp, etc., etc. But ultimately, Usopp does show up when it is important. That is also part of his character.
Yes,
and I just thought that was really, really interesting, and especially the back and forth that was happening in the comments. I just wanted to comment on. The other thing I wanted to comment on is actually from our highlighted comment of the day, which today comes from George Calamaris. Shout out George Calamaris, who says, about the kid in the law flashback, I'm pretty sure they don't talk about it in the story, but it was either revealed in an SBS or was figured out by the fans. So it's not a spoiler. The kid was ex-Drake. His father was the pirate that had the devil fruit, the op fruit. Drake was saved by the Navy, and that was probably the reason he joined the Navy before becoming a pirate. Very interesting. Seems like the Navy, they stay, picking up kids and in hopes to convert them to the Navy.
Oh, of course.
Strong kids.
It's an easy moldable mind.
Yeah, and I do love Drake, and I wonder. I'm sure the reason that he ended up becoming a pirate is because he saw things and he was let in on things, real secrets, dark secrets were revealed to him. He saw things, and I think similar to how we've seen a lot of other people in the Navy, he has not been in agreement with it and decided that being a pirate ultimately is better than working for this government that feigns justice or feigns protection, but is really just out there protecting themselves and covering up their evil doing or their treachery. So yeah, shout out to that commenter once again. Now on to our thoughts, our general thoughts before we go through beat by beat. Our general thoughts on the arc as a whole. Now that we have completed it. One of the longest arcs in One Piece. Mehgan, how are you feeling? Where are you at right now?
Again, this was super hype. A lot of really, really great moments. It was very long. Obviously, everything was redeemed at the end, except for a couple things that I was like, okay, I guess so. But overall, it was great. I mean, would you say this is like one of your favorite arcs?
I would say. In all of the arcs that we've read up until this point, it is one of my favorite arcs. It's not my favorite arc, but it is one of my favorites. I think it's fantastic and it's wonderful and it's amazing, but it also is not perfect. Nothing is, and that's fine. I really enjoyed 90% of this arc. There were, like you said, little things here and there, small nitpicks that I had that didn't really ruin the overall arc for me. But I did, like I stated in the previous episode, Doflamingo as a villain, as an antagonist, is one of the strongest and best villain/antagonist that we have seen in One Piece so far.
Yeah.
Up there with Blackbeard. Both S-tier villains. I really loved a lot of what was happening. I loved, of course, getting to know finally more about Law and just seeing another backstory for a character that's not a Straw Hat, but that held so much weight. Some might argue a little bit more weight. It was such a powerful backstory. And this arc also, as we discussed in the previous episode, also had a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about One Piece. That's what I love about Oda and his writing, is that he can tell this fascinating, fantastic story, but have so much meaning behind it. So it checked a lot of boxes for what I love in a One Piece arc. Again, 90% of it I was absolutely in love with. There was one, I think, really big thing, really probably the biggest thing that was a little bit underwhelming to me. But other than that, just there being certain characters, specifically Rebecca and Kairos, who I absolutely love, and I wouldn't have wanted to read this arc without them. However, in terms of just like the overall effect that they had on me from start to finish, it was one of the smaller, I think.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think that, I mean, the same time, like having two princesses, like, was it just for the sake of the ending?
Sure.
For them to switch out?
Yeah.
It's like it could have been one person. I mean, the whole thing with her in the beginning, Viola.
Mm-hmm.
I like her whole shtick in the beginning. She was like this femme fatale girl who was working for Doflamingo. Like, that was really interesting. And then I just feel like immediately it just got like to the wayside when she switched sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then she didn't really do that much. I mean, she was kind of letting people know where others were, but I don't know. I just feel like she just really stuck out to me in the beginning, and then she just kind of faded into like, they're here, they're doing this,
right.
You know?
Yes, 100%.
And that's not bad, but I was just like spending a lot of time on these characters when everything else is happening. It just felt okay. Like
I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of it is Oda was really, and it's clear it was a theory or something that I think we noticed and a lot of people noticed in the beginning, but it's flat out confirmed by the end that Oda really is paralleling Alabasta for a reason, and this is very purposeful. But Rebecca ain't no Vivi.
That's very true. It's very true. I liked Rebecca, but
there's a point to the parallel, and I did like Rebecca too, but I'll say it again. The girl ain't no Vivi. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, and I really do want to talk really briefly about some of the highlights for me, which was, obviously we finally get to officially meet Kaido, which, and again, how Oda, and again with Gear 4, how Oda always does this, where we see these intimidating characters who throughout reading over the course of the story, we hear these crazy things about, but when they actually happen, you never fully are ready or expect and are ready for what you're going to get.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the implications of Kaido's first appearance are like, huh?
Loved
like,
that.
Why? Like,
yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's just like, huh? Like, it's so crazy. Like, he didn't just like come to ambush them where they were. It was like,
yeah. It was one of the best character introductions of all time.
Oh yeah.
You think this guy's just some big bad who is really strong and really powerful, but he has so much character and has, again, these little quirks that I would not have ever expected someone of his stature and his level to have, but I think make him so much more of an interesting character. And Oda does this consistently and constantly through Dressrosa as well, giving us all these backstories to Senor Pink, which we finally got, and even Baby 5. They were small, they were short, but I loved them.
Yeah.
And I love that Oda can do that. And I love that Oda takes the time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so worth it to me. And he picks and chooses kind of who he gives that time to. But that was a highlight moment for me as well.
Yeah, that was great.
If part 1 I said Franky was a standout for me, and in our part 2 video I said Usopp was a standout, part 3 has to be Zoro for me.
And you know me. You guys know me, okay? I am not... I would say, don't come at me, but Zoro and Sanji might be my least favorite Straw Hats out of the whole crew. They're not tied. Definitely not. But Zoro just... he had really cool moments. He's a really cool character. I like his resolve. I like his, goals. I like how he keeps Luffy, on track for the most part. But I mean, he really, really had a great highlight moment, and it was so great to see him use strategy and learning things from Mihawk and getting to see that little flashback too. And I feel like we're not even let in on his full potential yet. I mean, we see him again and again use this crazy power, but I feel like we haven't even touched the surface with what he can do yet. Yeah. And I'm excited to see that. But yeah, totally Zoro was a highlight moment for me in this second half. And I did also like Bellamy.
Bellamy really surprised me.
Yeah, I really surprised me too. I liked Bellamy a lot. And, I was kind of just hearing people's opinions on it or watching people's opinions on it. And some of them are so for Bellamy, and the others are so for not Bellamy. People calling him this just stubborn character that makes no sense whatsoever and just got wasted time on. But I think that, obviously is purposeful and totally valid. It's I don't know if we've seen a character in One Piece that's once they've been told the truth,
right?
then they keep going and full force go into what they know not to be true. He knows Doflamingo completely and utterly is just F you, dude, I don't care if you die. I'm using you as a human shield. Bringing that to realization, and then him just be yeah, but I don't care and I want his approval. If I die, then that's cool. To be totally brainwashed in that.
To me, it was at first he was tricked, he was duped, maybe even brainwashed. But by the end, his lines, his dialogue, his monologue with Luffy was so heartbreaking because he realized, and he stated it out loud, that I understand and I realize that I picked the wrong guy to follow.
Yeah.
I picked the wrong guy to back up and to idolize. And something about that really broke my heart, because for whatever reason in his mind, and Bellamy's grown and Bellamy's changed, there was a point in time where he did believe Doflamingo was everything in his mind that he thought he was. This powerful, maybe not good person, but, powerful pirate that he could gain strength by aligning with, and it turned out to be not the case. And so something about that really broke my heart.
Oh, I know. It was very sad, and how he just came to terms with that, and he was you know what? I mean, it is what it is at this point. And he stated I have no dreams. I'm not one of those other pirates that have these stupid dreams. And he tells that to Luffy when they first meet about the dreams and stuff. And, his dream became trying to impress Doflamingo and trying to gain his approval. That was his dream. He had nothing else. So he's I'm just going to put everything on the line for this. So if he doesn't get that, then what has this all been for? Yeah. What is it all for? My life means nothing now. So I might as well just if I can get this done, then maybe, hopefully, but.
Yeah, Bellamy's the kind of guy who in his room, he would have a bunch of R. Kelly stuff everywhere. He'd have R. Kelly posters everywhere. He'd have R. Kelly shirts everywhere. And then the news would come out R. Kelly is he's done some really crazy. Let me finish my logic. He's done some really crazy stuff. He's done some really bad stuff. You should, if you're a fan of his or was a fan of his, you should probably not support him and his music. And Bellamy's it's too late for me. It's remixed to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kit. You know what I mean? Bellamy's still rocking with it, and everybody else is bro. And he's look, I know I picked the wrong, singer to idolize, but Ignition slaps. That's that's Bellamy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where everybody else is damn, it's a good song, but I can't support that because he's done horrible things.
Yeah.
Bellamy's sitting there bumping, it's remixed to Ignition. You know what I'm saying?
It's canon.
Yeah.
It's canon. Bellamy's an R. Kelly fan.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
To be a diehard and then, but if there was one other
and R. Kelly being stop listening to my music.
Yeah, and R. Kelly is yeah, I did do all those terrible things.
Yeah. He's I did do it. so what? And he's like, you're right. And I'm still going to bump you. And everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
Luffy's like, Bellamy.
Yeah. Luffy's like, Bellamy, there's so many other, make your own music.
There's so many other R&B artists from that time that you can follow.
Yes.
That have bangers.
Yes.
No.
If there was one other character, obviously, Barto, my captain, my guy, shines.
My captain.
Brighter than ever. He's a beautiful man with a beautiful heart and a beautiful soul. And I'm obsessed with him. And I need him. And he was what was always missing in my life. He, consistent highlight throughout this arc. But if there was one character I felt like was really underutilized, but also had really great moments, but overall, amidst all the chaos, everything that was happening in Dressrosa, the one person who I was so excited about, and I have been so excited about, and again, they had their amazing moments, but overall, I felt like Robin was a little underutilized.
I mean, I thought, yeah, I would agree. But honestly, I think that she played her part in everything. I mean, we got that really awesome moment when she is defending Rebecca and fighting for her, and she does
I just felt like
get
this whole part, that's all she was doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's just a nitpick. It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Because we saw some amazing moves from Robin. Robin was fucking killing it. Like Robin always does, but I mean, Robin should be on the front lines with everybody else. Robin shouldn't, put someone else in charge of protecting Rebecca. Robin should be out there with Luffy and Law and Franky, holding down the fort. She
was with Barto. I mean, she was fighting that one porcupine guy.
And she was trying to get the key to Law too.
Yeah. She was doing, I would say she was doing a good amount. She just ended up with Rebecca.
Yeah, I just meant in this like final part. Like not in Dressrosa as a whole, but in this like final part.
Yeah.
She was just she was just a babysitter. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
guiding people to safety.
Yeah. Even though her moment with the tree and the reveal that, she was actually in a lot of pain and was hurting and got hurt really badly was a face crack moment.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh my God. Poor Robin. I don't think I've ever seen her that messed up.
I don't think so either.
I mean, I've seen her got beat up by like freaking Spandam a bunch of times, but.
So many things. Awaken devil fruits. All these things we'll talk more about as we go through. Theories that we have. Kaido theories that we have. Awaken devil fruit theories that we have. Gear 4 and where we end, the cliffhanger that we end on with Sanji. What does it all mean? All that and more. But there's one last thing I want to talk about before we get started and jump through it beat by beat.
Sabito.
Yes,
Sabito. I mean,
Sabo.
Okay, first of all, unfortunately, I've just come to a point, you guys. It's going to be hard, but I can't really read comments anymore. And
well, at least until we caught up.
Until we're caught up. And that's sad
Megan's
to say.
pissed.
That's sad to
pissed.
say.
Yeah.
Because obviously we read the comments and usually they are tagged spoiler, so that's cool. And I understand you guys don't know what we've read so far before the episodes come out. Typically, when we put out an episode, we haven't read the next part that we're recording. We read it that week before we record. So I got, obviously, Sabo's reveal spoiled. I didn't know why he didn't show up for Ace. I didn't know why he never reached out to Luffy or Ace ever again. Obviously, he had
memory loss. He had amnesia.
Loss.
He was like, in a sitcom where someone like hit their head a little too hard and they forget everything.
I was like, interesting choice.
Yeah, that was
interesting choice. But yeah, I just found that out in the comments and I was like, damn, that was probably the last straw. And I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah, last straw hat, unfortunately. I'll read some, but if you don't, I just don't know. I just don't want to do it. The further we get into it, I know there's so many things that are going to be revealed. I'm so scared. I'm so scared now.
Yeah, I loved Sabo, and I think it was perfect. This was a perfect place and point for Sabo to come back for so many reasons. The parallels, again, not just with Alabasta, but the parallels between their home, Gao, the Gao Kingdom, and Dressrosa, right?
Yes.
The birdcage and that line that Sabo said to Dragon, this was the perfect point. The flame fruit, Sabo being the one to carry on Ace's legacy. It was a perfect point for Sabo to be here, and seeing Sabo filled my heart with so much joy. And I was so ecstatic every time he came on the page. However, the memory loss thing, I mean, I just didn't really buy it. It was everything else I said was a nitpick. This was something that was really huh?
It kind of bugged me. I would have much rather have, you could say you much rather have this, that, and there's going to be people saying, well, this is valid because of this. I totally get it, but it was very underwhelming, like you said. I wish it was the type of thing where, how Luffy and Ace are. Ace didn't hit up Luffy for a while.
Now, I yes, and I want to be clear. I understand why Luffy wouldn't mention it to anybody because he thought Sabo was dead.
Yes.
I understand even why Robin wouldn't really have time or it would make sense for her to mention it because, she saw them during the time skip.
Mm-hmm.
I get why. I buy that she wouldn't mention anything or say anything.
Yeah.
But for us to be thinking the entire arc, where was Sabo? Sabo's dealing with all this stuff. Sabo's in pain. Sabo's hurting. Not Sabo, not my boy Sabo. What's going on? Sabito, little Sabito. What is happening, mi amor? What is happening?
Pobrecito
Sabito. And I'm feeling for him. He's my guy, I don't want to see my guy. I don't want to see wholesome daddy hurting.
Yeah, I know.
Then for Sabo to sit everybody down and be like, all right, let me explain why I wasn't there.
No, literally everyone but Luffy.
And he's like, because I forgot. I had amnesia.
I forgot everything until I saw Ace's face again. And I was like, so you're telling me Ace's face wasn't on anything?
Well, it wasn't just, I guess, Ace's face. It was the shock of Ace's death and his face that kind of did
the mix.
Yeah, the mix.
So he probably saw Luffy and was like
you said, Mehgan, it would have made perfect sense for Sabo and the Revolution to be busy doing their own thing.
Yeah.
It would have made complete and total sense to me.
Yeah, I knew of Ace's, capture. I just couldn't make it in time. We were somewhere else. I physically could not be there.
Or I knew, just like Ace told Luffy to stay away, I knew he wouldn't want me there.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't have want me there. And honestly, without the devil fruit business, I don't know how much of a help he would have been.
And honestly, Ace, he probably felt like Ace, I know Ace is in a lot of danger, but he's got it under control. I have revolutionary shit that's equally as important to deal with. Maybe he didn't, feel that Ace was in any real danger. I guess that doesn't really make sense because he was in the most danger.
Yeah, he was gonna get executed.
But that's where the kind of logic starts to fall apart. But I would have been okay if we had to see Sabo deal with that and get his priorities straight. Is the revolution,
or Sabo reached out to Garp or something, and Garp was like, "Don't come."
Yes,
don't come. That would have been such a great. That would have been such a better example. Don't come. Maybe Garp hey, don't come. We're gonna figure it out, or something.
Or maybe
just
Dragon found out he was gonna try to go, and he tied him up or something, or
something.
Yeah.
And then finally, he's able to reemerge because he was told not to, or I don't know. But yeah, the amnesia thing, it kind of threw me off, and I was not expecting that. And everything usually with One Piece, I'm like, that makes sense. I'm accepting of it. I'm accepting of Law dying 3 times in this last
Which
part.
I had zero problem with at all. It totally tracked for me.
Really?
Yeah,
I was obviously I didn't believe it, but I was like, oh, okay. He's dead. I was like, oh no. And then he's like, he's back. But he's dead again. But he's back. I was like, how many times are we going to dance this dance?
I'm a sucker for Law, so you know.
I know you have a soft spot, but I was like, oh, just.
Yeah.
He's not dead. Stop saying he's dead, Dofi.
Yeah,
Just let. He's out of commission. I don't know, something. He's dead. Can't you? He's not dead though. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not though.
Yeah, that's on Doflamingo though. That's on Doflamingo though.
That's on Dofi. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that was probably the biggest. Okay. I get. Okay, I understand, but
yeah,
a little underwhelming.
And of course, right before we jump in, the end, seeing Luffy being the most Luffy he's ever been, that he always is, the man that we all love. I feel like the announcer right now from the announcer from the Dressrosa Coliseum, but you know, in those final moments when everybody is wanting to dedicate themselves to him, to his cause, to his crew, just seeing him be the person that he is and want people to just do whatever they want and just really embody freedom.
Yeah.
Was a beautiful moment. And the end of these arcs, you know you're always going to get some fucking crazy shit. Like the fighting and stuff is crazy. Gear 4 is crazy, which we'll talk about. That was not, I don't think, what either me or Mehgan was expecting it to be. But you're going to really get the meat of it at the end when all the dust is starting. Exactly. When all the dust is starting to settle, that's when you know real crazy shit is about to happen. You know, things are about to pop off. People are about to tell you, or you're about to be told, or someone's going to tell someone else some really important stuff. Mm. So I live for how these arcs end.
For sure. Totally.
But overall, absolutely phenomenal arc, up there as one of my favorites. Up there. Let's go through beat by beat and discuss this arc, this final part of this arc, and pause for any other highlight moments that we might have forgotten to mention up top. Keep in mind, we're going to do the best we absolutely can. There might be things we forget, but we're doing our best. And remember that I inhaled a lot of yellow hairspray.
Yeah, he's done.
I'm done.
This is the last episode.
All right. So where we left off was right after Law says, this is right after he said he'll be the trigger for Corazon. This is right after all that. Doflamingo then tries to play mind games, which Doflamingo always does.
Of course,
he's
you
the
can count
mind
on
game
him
master.
On that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's the gaslight man.
That's all he does is gaslight. That's all he does is manipulate.
Fruit.
I mean, like, I can only imagine what this man would be like in a relationship. Okay.
Oh, I mean,
a nightmare.
He'd be one of those guys that would, like, you know, you would keep going back to him though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
But you would tell your friends at brunch, you would be like, damn, he hurts me.
Yeah, like, I just don't know, like...
He gaslights me.
Yeah, he gaslights me, like, how do I get out of this? And they're like, girl, leave him.
Yeah.
They're like, girl, it's not worth it. And then you go back.
And then he texts you at brunch.
Yeah. What's up? What are you doing? Can you leave right now?
Yeah.
Can you leave right now?
Fuck your friend.
And she goes, oh, you guys, I'm sorry. I have to go.
Yeah.
Something came up. And the girls and friends are like, is it him? Is he the one texting? She goes, no,
then she leaves. And then they're all the friends are sitting there, and then they go, I mean, I get it.
Yeah. They're like, I get it. And they're like, and then one of the girls is like, damn, like, I hope she leaves him
so
that I can get with him.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls is like, I'm already seeing him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or they've all been with him.
They're all fucking him.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. Yeah, he's that kind of guy.
For sure.
Yeah, so he tries to spin shit like he always does, you know, and he kind of tries to pin all this stuff on Law.
Oh,
everything that is happening in Dressrosa, all the tragedies, everything. By saying that if you wouldn't have given that piece of paper, Corazon was trying to save Dressrosa. And if you wouldn't have given that piece of paper to the wrong person, then it might have worked. But then he goes, nah, it wouldn't have worked. I would have found out a different way.
And there was an SBS that was really interesting because it was just like someone talking about Corazon, like, oh my God, I love him. I'm obsessed with him.
Was that written by you?
No, but she was speaking, or they were speaking for me. But it's a law where they were when Corazon died, right?
Okay.
Was apparently the Lanol Kingdom, if I'm pronouncing that right. And it was where it was where the skin changing wood fever was, which is like a sickness, I think. I wrote this down, maybe wrong. But he was there because it might have also had a cure for Law's white disease or something.
Okay.
And someone just said, like, wouldn't that be cool? Like, is that why he did that? And it was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know he was doing that. And it was just funny.
Didn't know that who was doing what?
Corazon was doing that. He was going to be there to get that white
to get the
to maybe find a cure for the white lead disease. Again, I probably wrote this fucking wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, this because he went there. They went there to get the op.
No, maybe it was a different place.
Oh, maybe it was a different place.
Yeah, maybe it was one of the places that they visited or something.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I messed that up really bad. Sorry, guys.
I think that someone, a generous,
the
kind
Kingdom
someone, will
that
a very nice,
that
generous,
Nolan
kind
was
person.
from.
Oh, see that now that's starting to make more sense.
I couldn't read my handwriting.
Someone in the comments will clarify.
Thank you.
I believe I have faith in our community. That they will make sense of whatever. That was.
Yeah. Thank
just kidding.
you.
I'm just kidding. I'm just in my real Doffy.
Anyway,
I'm on Doffy time
yeah, you
right
are.
now.
You're
I'm
always
sorry.
on demon time shit.
I said Doffy time.
Okay, so yeah, Law. I mean, he was really looking up.
Mehgan,
Corazon,
thank you for that. I just want to say
and
thank
he said,
you for
so,
that.
you even consider those tragedies.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, damn, he
Got
even
him.
said that. He did get him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, woo!
Yeah. Got him.
And he was like, I like when Dovey gets angry. That makes it really scary, huh?
Yeah. You get scary. Yeah. And he's looking at him. He's like, everything I do represents Cora. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was. I love their relationship. I think that their relationship is so sweet, and that panel will always make me emotional. The I love you panel will always make me emotional. But Law gets his arm chopped off.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, it's probably not even permanent.
I wonder how long it's going to take for him to get that arm back.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is.
That's how it be.
I've never seen an arm chopped off in any anime or any manga and thought that's permanent.
Really?
Never not once. Have I ever thought in
Maybe
any
I have too
anime,
much faith.
I've never thought like that arm is gone forever. I've been hurt too many times.
It's true.
I've been duped. I've been tricked. I've been made to feel a bozo at times. So of course, Doflamingo's telling Law that he's going to forgive him the same way that he forgave his brother and father with death, which is no surprise to any of us.
No.
And then we cut to Luffy and Bellamy for a while, but we really don't get the meat of their fight yet. Bellamy is, of course, keeping Luffy busy and away from Doflamingo and Trebol, who I am disgusted by.
Yeah, and looking at the timeline of because if we find out later in this arc that they kind of raised him as a child, so
yeah,
Trebol,
that was crazy.
And I was not expecting that at all because they must be old then.
They're geezers.
I don't know, maybe. They must have been they look like full-grown adults by the time they found him.
Well, who knows, dude? Because after our previous episode, you also looked into how tall these motherfuckers are. And Doflamingo and Corazon are, they're giants, okay? They must have been born on Elbaf or something because
yeah, they really are huge.
They're taller than Corazon is 11 feet tall.
He's 11?
Didn't you say 11 feet?
I don't think he's 11 feet.
10 feet? He's tall. Because we have already stated that Brooke is 8 something.
I think they might be taller than him. Anyway,
and I don't remember. They are taller than him.
Height.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Let
me know in the comments.
I'm pretty sure you made that whole graph and everything.
I don't remember how tall though exactly.
So cutting back because we don't get the meat of their fight right away. This is when we cut to Zoro, and this is the first time he meets Orlumbus of the Yanta Maria fleet and sees his killer bowler move. Now, you stated in the very beginning, and I can't remember if you said this on episode or not, but when we were reading part 1 of Dressrosa, you stated that it was hard, and it was hard for me too, to keep track of all these characters. Which characters should I pay attention to? Which characters are going to matter? And it turns out most of them ended up mattering quite a bit towards the very end. We see that they're going to play a bigger part in everything, especially with that little line of dialogue or, narration at the very end. But a lot of these characters, it was very impressive to me that they all had so much significance by the end of everything. But Zoro's up to some shit, and Zoro's out there on the battlefield making moves, which was a highlight moment, but we're not there yet. Hadrudin, the giant, he's fighting McVise, and then he gets, one finishing final blow on McVise. A lot of fights going on right here. We're gonna bowl our way. We're gonna kill or bowl our way through this. And then Zoro tells Elizabello, aka the Fighting King, because he wants to come to his aid. He wants to come to Riku's aid, and he tells him whoa, dude, hold on to that. Hold on to that
energy, and then meet back in 10 minutes, killing a Luffy.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
got a plan for that. You just hold on to it. You're gonna be very vital
Yeah.
in this plan.
And he's like, okay.
He's like, okay. Then we cut to another interaction that I think was very funny. Sai and Baby 5
Yeah, that was cute.
to see, you know, Baby 5 be Baby 5, the thing that she's always been since the moment we met her, which we love her for. We love her for it and we support her for it. Falling madly in love.
I don't know if we support her for it. I mean,
Well, I mean, we don't.
it could have been
support her,
anyone.
but thank God it was Sai. Dude, he seems like a nice
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. You know,
Who
we
was
talked
already
about,
engaged.
but he even said, okay, I'm on my Duffy time.
Uh-huh.
He said, because, you know, Don Chin Zhao said, you know, you already got a betrothed, you know. He's like, yeah, some other girl from some other kingdom that we're trying to like, you're trying to marry me with all these people so that we can get some sort of like better standing. He's like, I don't really care who I marry. I don't really care. I'm not really tied down to any of these people. But yet Baby 5 comes strolling through and all of a sudden,
I mean, how can you say no to her?
I mean, you can't.
Mm-mm.
You can't.
It's impossible.
It got a little dark with her though, you know, where she was like, what can I do for you? And he's like, well, since you're my enemy, you could just like kill yourself. And
And she's like, okay.
she's like, all right. And then we get that horrible flashback of her in her village.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Oh God. And her mom and everybody was like, it's another mouth to feed. And her mom was
Yeah.
like, you know, nobody wants you. We don't need you.
Yeah. I was thinking about her name and I was like, why was her name Baby 5? And I was like, was it because she was a fifth baby to be given away or put in the woods? Or she was a fifth baby to be brought in with Doffy that like actually lasted with
Or
the abuse?
I think it's closer to your first theory that she was maybe the fifth baby that she didn't even get a name. This is how dark it is.
Yeah.
Right? In the village, her mother had already had 4 kids.
Yeah.
And then she was
Baby 5.
She was Baby 5, and that's why they were saying like, we can't afford to feed another mouth. We can't afford to feed a 5th mouth.
Or there's like, you had 5 babies. You like need to chill on the babies.
4's enough.
Yeah. Or maybe she gave them all away.
Or maybe she gave every single one of them away.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe, yeah. Or maybe they ate the other 4.
Maybe.
Who knows? Either way, so nice to get this little brief flashback because I care about Baby 5 at this point. I like her at this point. Who I don't really care for is Lao G, who is comedic relief for the most part during this fight, which is fine. But Lao G, he's a little lousy to me.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah. I mean, he's okay. I did think it was funny, you know, him like casually dying. That was pretty funny.
That was
and
funny.
he was,
yes, that was
and he
hilarious.
was like, he wasn't even listening. He wasn't listening. He's not listening to you guys.
Yeah.
He can't hear you, or he didn't hear that. And then his like spirit goes up, and she's like, "Come back!" It's like
Yeah.
he came back, but he didn't even listen. Like that was pretty funny. I did like that. And yeah, I just the battle between like Lao G, Dragon Drill, like it was all pretty entertaining, but I wouldn't say it was like
Right.
my favorite, obviously.
Which is why we're going to keep on keeping on. In this moment, though, I do think it's important to mention that Sai,
Mhm.
who is now betrothed to Baby 5 or engaged to Baby 5, he, amidst the chaos, does master this Hasoken
Has hope.
style. And the only reason I think that's important is because Zoro thinks it's important later, and if Zoro thinks it's important, then I think it's important.
Yeah, the Haposui army of the Kano Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who could become an enemy. And I was
Yeah.
like, Zoro, you just get... Obviously, they're going to become...
Yeah.
If you say that, huh?
Well, yeah, something's happening, and Zoro maybe is going to learn a thing or two from these people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they are able to defeat Lao Chi, and Sai's like, yeah, I'll marry Baby 5, and you'd be crazy not to, right? So then we cut back to Diamante and the rippled landscape versus Kairos. And again, Diamante, Kairos, they're great, but not a highlight part of the arc for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Someone I think mentioned in a comment on our previous video, how could you forget to mention the whole Scarlet, moment?
We did.
Which I think we did. We didn't maybe give enough time to, but it was a very tragic backstory, and a very emotional backstory. And it was very sad. And I do really like Kairos. However, again, with so many, you're talking about Dressrosa. You're talking about there's like it feels like hundreds of characters.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I kept finding myself during these moments like, okay, cut to Luffy and Doffy and Law and even Robin and Barto. Franky. There were other groups that I was really wanting to see more of, but love Cairo. Then we cut to, speaking of the devil, Barto and Robin and Cavendish versus Gladius. I don't know why Gladius reminds me of a My Hero Academia villain.
Yeah, he totally does.
He's got that vibe.
He actually looks like one, if I'm not mistaken. Which he has like spikes for hair.
I think he kind of does too. Yeah. Maybe it's a little shout out. We did say in the previous episode that the My Hero mangaka wrote into One Piece SBS in the past.
Yeah. Comment if you know a character we're talking about, because I sure don't.
Yeah, he does look a lot like a specific
I
character.
can see it in my brain. I just can't think of it.
But watching Bart, my captain fanboy over the Straw Hats, never gets old. It's one of those.
It's hilarious.
It's one of those things that I could see.
I know, and I feel like we're not going to see it for a very long time after this, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it is also funny. I mean, he's like wanting to be Robin's slave. I was like, Oda, self-insert much? Like, damn.
I thought he was a self-insert for us, the fans.
He's both.
He's both. Yeah,
I can only imagine when Nami gets involved.
But can you imagine, like, truly? Okay, let me just give you two scenarios because Barto, he gets really pumped up when Robin just gives him a little like,
a little wink. Of course.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
God. Gives him a little wink, right?
Yes.
Imagine this. It might be a little hard, but imagine that the Straw Hats and the Grand Line in the New World. Imagine it's real. It's tangible. You're there. You smell it.
Scary.
You smell the dirt. You can
the
take
dirt?
in the ocean maybe.
Smell the dirt on the Grand Line.
Because Dressrosa. No, I'm saying it's a lot of dirt.
You can smell the dirt on the Grand Line, the fumes of soil.
Okay,
that's what I think of when I think of One Piece is dirt and landscape and.
Okay, well, smell whatever you want to smell.
Manure.
Okay, all right. Smell whatever you want to smell. Now,
okay, ocean. Okay, I'm there.
Okay, now imagine.
Okay.
Now imagine, Corazon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you see him walking down the street. He's got a little grocery bag.
Down the street. Okay.
Down the street. Okay. Jesus Christ, with a little grocery bag, and you kind of bump into him, and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And he looks at you, and he's real. He's not. This is not a 2D. This is a real person, flesh and blood. And he just, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And he just like gives you a little wink, and he's like, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good rest of your day. And he keeps walking, and you're kind of stunned sitting there. How pumped would you be? Like, that's what Barto is going through right now. You can't tell me that it wouldn't be the fucking, what was the Agua Laguna? Okay, you can't tell me that it wouldn't be the Agua Laguna in your nether region if that happened.
I would. Okay, first of all, if I bumped into him, it would be his crotch.
You bump into his cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a giant.
I did the height chart, okay?
I saw where your head's at.
Be a little below that area, and that would be insane. And yeah, I'm so sorry. Like total anime. Yeah. Oh, I fell right into it.
But that it was a little more realistic,
Yeah. Oh gosh, and then he's just like, no problem, and I'm like, thank you. And then I walk away. And he goes, why'd you thank me?
Thank you. That was a weird interaction. All I'm saying is every time you see Barto have those moments.
Of course, I feel that. I understand. I totally understand what he's going through.
I know. I was just
funny.
I was just trying to put you.
I'm there.
I was trying to put you in a
if
scenario.
If Robin winked at me, I would have felt the same way.
But would you have felt the same way if Corazon winked at you?
It's different, but still, Robin, I'd be like, oh my God, that's my girl, like winking at me, telling me like good job, like damn.
Yeah, like if Robin winked at me, I mean, like the real Nico Robin winked at me,
you'd be done. Combustion.
Yeah. And my eyeballs would they would melt. It'd be like it'd be like some sort of horror movie, or I just But
they your eyes get sucked into your brain.
Yeah, and I shrivel up.
Yeah.
I shrivel up. Yeah.
He goes, okay.
Okay. Anyway, now we get a little bit of Dellinger versus the Long Arm. Again, we're brushing through all this stuff.
I like Dellinger. I like this part. I mean, he did get pretty like nerfed like immediately.
Yeah.
But I did like this little face. So he is like half fighting fish.
Yeah.
Something. But I like that menacing face when he literally chomped. He took a freaking big old chunk out of his neck. I was like, damn, He got straight chomped, like immediately chomped. That was wild.
It was insane.
That was wild.
And it was he's a cool character, I like Dellinger, design, presence, but again, just another character that was kind of there one moment and gone the next.
Gone the next, yeah.
Lost amidst everything else that was happening. But there was a reason that everybody kind of gets wiped out, and that was that Hakuba takes over Cavendish again. And when that happened,
he's doing the half and half thing.
That was awesome. And it got me thinking, like when the One Piece card game comes out, how they have already announced and released that they're going to have half and half cards, like cards, with you can play in both colored decks. So there's like a Luffy half and half card that you can play in the Worst Generation, green, or like in the Straw Hat Red. If they have a Cavendish card, he's got to be a half and half card, because that would just make sense for his character. And I just couldn't stop thinking about that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, is everyone going to be getting a card?
It seems like a lot of people.
That's a
who I didn't
lot
expect.
of cards.
Please, more. But when he first showed up, Hakuba first showed up, because I completely forgot this was like just a small moment in the Coliseum. And again, so many things were happening in that place as well, that when he first showed up and when he first transformed or whatever, I was like, oh shit, Corazon is back.
What?
I don't know how.
How?
I don't know why. It was the briefest
No
of
way.
moments. It was the briefest of moments, but I was like, I just got so...
He's undead.
Yeah, but the way he looked, and it's One Piece, but then I was like, oh, I'm dumb. Which is usually how those things play out. Little half and half. Cavendish, that was cool. He did a half cav.
Half calf, please.
That was awesome. Then we get to see a really heroic moment from Barto, who makes the bubble to defect the quills. And he uses his barrier pistol, which was also really cool, because that's a fanboy moment, I think, for him to have a move that's clearly an homage to Luffy and wanting to really be someone strong enough to stand by their side. And he's like, barrier pistol. And I was like, yeah, dude. That's me.
Dude.
That's me.
Hell yeah.
That's me. So, Robin, the whole time, she's trying to make it up. She's trying to run up her little ladder of hands. She's trying to make it up there to Rebecca and the flowers and shit, She's trying to run up there.
She's trying to get up there.
She's trying to get up there, but, Hakuba Matata is up there, and he's trying to really stop her. And that was a whole thing, too, but he ends up protecting her. They get up there. So Robin makes it up to Rebecca, and she uses one of the coolest moves I've seen her use. She uses two of the coolest moves I've seen her use. At first, I thought the big legs were cool, but now she's getting these little butterfly orchid move. This little butterfly orchid thing.
Yeah.
She never ceases to amaze me, which is why if I were to ever receive a wink,
you're dead
from Nico Robin,
you're dead.
I would baby 5 myself. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was a little dark. I'm on Doffy time right now.
You're getting too crazy.
Sorry.
You're getting too crazy. You're turning into him. Ew.
I don't know what his dub voice sounds like. Very cool moment from Robin.
Yeah.
I just wish, I just wish Robin was like, Robin has the strength, dude. And she has the power to be up there on the front lines. Okay, Kairos and Rebecca, they can handle themselves. I mean, they really can't, but let's send Bart up there, put a barrier around Rebecca. But Bart was down. Oda knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Oda knows what he's doing. I'm sorry. But now we cut to Giola. Probably, I would say, in terms of all the Doflamingo Don Quixote family, one of my least favorites in terms of just like her presence. If I was, she's an art snob.
I mean, she's hilarious though.
I mean, she really is funny.
Who are you calling Boa Hancock? Like, it's just so funny.
I guess more so just because she's a little pretentious. She's one of those people that just can't stop talking about art all the time, and it's like, okay, like everything is art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. Like, some things are just things.
Or it's like, this is bad, this is good, and I'm like, why though?
Exactly, exactly. That's what I mean. Her as a character, I love, but her as like a person, not a lot of love for Giola. But she is trying to use the princess's powers. Because we find out that the Tontata princess is
Manshawi.
Manshawi. She is, her power is she's got the heal power. And Giola, she can't get it out of Manshawi, so she's going to wring it out of Manshawi. She's twisting her body up, breaking her little bone.
She cries. She's like, stop, that hurts me.
Stop it, that hurts me.
You're hurting me. She's like, good. She's like,
Usopp is going to come save us. Save us, Usopp. That's what she says.
Like, Leo.
And that reveal, again, so funny.
That was a good payoff moment.
That was an awesome payoff moment. It's such a small moment, but I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, we're getting all that, and she's pretty much getting ringed out and crying over these people to reinvigorate them. And I was like, oh my god, they just knocked out, and you're gonna freaking heal them again. They're gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah, I was like, please don't.
Please don't.
As a
another
reader,
round of this shit. No.
I was like, Dressrosa is already so long. If even one of them wakes up, it's gonna take so much longer to get to the meat of what I want to get to. Please do not let one of these people wake up. And luckily, Leo and Cub come in there, save the day last minute. Cub comes in there, saves the day. And the Leo reveal, why he thought the princess was so selfish.
Yeah, she's just asking him for things.
She's just
like
in
a
love
normal
with him.
person. Like, can you please carry me? I'm tired. Oh, the princess's selfishness. She's like, damn, dude.
Well, yeah, it's just the reveal being that the only reason she treats him like that is because she's so obsessed with him and loves him so much.
But she barely treats him any bad. She barely she's so annoying and so selfish and so obnoxious. And I'm like,
I like that accent. I like that Tontata accent.
Obnoxious. That was bad.
But no, I mean, I think it's because she can walk. And she wouldn't normally ask anybody else for any of those things.
No, I know, but she just went through a whole thing where she's getting her freaking bones chewed up and freaking twisted. I was like, yeah, that's a valid asker to be like, hey, please, can you carry me? I'm freaking hurting.
But it's because she wants to get in,
Yeah, she does.
She wants to get into Leo's tree. She wants to get into his tree. She wants to move into his tree. Come on, they live in a forest. Dude, you reminded of the freaking gutter. Damn. So now we cut back to Senor, Pink, and Franky. Another highlight moment.
Definitely.
An interaction that has been stretched out over the entire Dressrosa arc, but is something that every time I found myself returning to this moment, I was so enthralled and obsessed with everything that was happening. Their dynamic, their friendship, dare I say, their dynamic with each other was absolutely a pleasure and a blast to even be able to witness. And we get a little Senor Pink backstory, which we did watch in the anime. We went back and we watched because I wanted to see it with all the music and I wanted to see it with all the
And I mean, it's funny. We were like, damn, people just really thought, obviously he had a wife a wife, Russian baby Gimlet, and then he was a pirate during this time, and she's like, I hate pirates. I hate everything about them. And he lied to her and pretty much told her he worked at a bank, and then he left without saying anything, and then comes back and she's like, yeah, our son is dead. And you lied to me. And, I mean, she's valid.
No, for sure.
She's super valid, and he shouldn't have lied.
I mean, bro.
She just left her alone.
At the end of the day, dude, he's a man, sure, but he's also an alcoholic, dude. That guy, he has a baby, and he's like, I'm going to name it Gimlet. I'm going to name my other kid Snifter. I'm going to name
Snifter.
A snifter is a type of glass you usually drink a brandy out of. It's got a little swirl to it, get a little fumes up in your nostrils.
Snifter.
You could be aromatic. You could taste all the freaking bark or whatever. Yeah. I'm going to name my other kid, Whiskey. Senor Pink's an alcoholic is all I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was touching. At least when he went into the hospital and he was making her smile in the coma, that was a really
And then he just
sad
stuck
moment.
He just stuck with the baby outfit, and I was like, dude, you could just wear it to the hospital and then take it off. But he really committed.
Yeah, he really did commit.
And he wanted to wear it 24/7.
Because, he never knew. He never knew,
He never knew if she would see him in public.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was also that was him. He was also wearing his guilt. He was wearing his guilt.
He was wearing his guilt. And he wanted to, pay respect to his dead son that he didn't get to see.
Yeah, and his wife
passing
is in a
moments.
coma. He's lost it.
He has lost it.
He's lost it. But it was a very touching and sad moment. And I think what was even more touching and sad was when Franky, first of all, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but go back if it's not fresh in your memory, or tell me what you remember when you read it, Mehgan. Senor Pink says that he's going to give him one, final finishing move, and if he survives this move, Franky, then Senor Pink will have used all of his energy and be defeated. So he swims up this tower to suplex him from essentially midair, and confesses to knowing that Franky's back is all human. Hence why he's been doing the suplexes and everything like that. As they're plummeting towards the ground, and as Senor Pink goes to suplex Franky lands on his stomach. Right? Did you see that? Did you notice that? I sat there and I was really trying to look.
Did he?
But it looks like Franky landed on his stomach, leading me to believe that Senor Pink at the last moment couldn't do it. He was a man to the very end.
He couldn't annihilate him like that. Use his weakness against him.
He couldn't. It's not very manly. And I love that was the reason that they were just taking full force each other's attacks. What an awesome thing. And but what really broke my heart is, I just see my guy right there, Franky, and he's looking dead at Senor Pink, in shambles. And he looks down at him crying, and he's like, what are you thinking back on as you cry, brother? Franky delivered that line, and he's like, maybe you could tell me all about it one day over drinks. And this is why, dude. Everybody's like, yeah, Franky's cool, but I don't know if Franky's S tier. This is why Franky is S tier, dude.
He's sick. That was a sick moment.
Yes, and I want him and Senor Pink to be friends. And
they probably will, or maybe never meet again.
Or probably never meet again.
But it was a cool moment. I mean, classic lines. I love the Franky iron boxing. That was awesome. I mean, he just, he's like, okay, well, I lost with his arms crossed, and then it was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Franky.
Let's go.
He's like, that just got me tipsier than any dive bar I've ever been to. And they're like, why are they so far apart? You guys realizing how far apart you are? It's just so funny.
Then we come back to Diamante and his confetti, which is a really creative way in a way that only Oda would think to use this ability. Confetti, his little fireworks that he pulls out, everything is paper. I am obsessed with the thought that goes into these devil fruit abilities that you think are so powerful and all the ways that they can use them. The creativity is endless. And, these giant spike balls start raining from the sky, and Robin has to protect Rebecca. So she makes a freaking tree out of hands. She picks sunflowers and makes a tree out of her. She's a milf floor. And she makes a freaking tree. Milf floor.
That's Robin's power.
Yeah, it is. This is a very heroic moment for Robin, but then we see something that kind of makes it an even more heroic moment later when we see that she was really trying to protect Rebecca, and she was maybe a little outside under the tree, and the things were scraping up that girl's back. Bad.
Yeah, she got messed up.
She did.
That was bad.
But
I was like, damn, yeah, I was really face cracked.
You were face cracked. We were in the same room reading it, and you were like, Robin, no.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
You were like, Robin. What I really liked about this, Diamante's again,
talking
shit. An awesome character, but again, talking shit, talking mad shit.
He's talking mad shit, and I love that line from I don't know how to pronounce his name. Kairos,
yeah.
Kairos, he just, he's talking about like solid, like you're a solid, like loser. I don't know what the fuck he's like,
you must be solid steel.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, Kairos wasn't saying that.
No. Diamante.
Yeah, Diamante was saying that, and then he's just like, if I'm solid anything, like I'm just into like, this country's solid rage. I was like, let's go. Like there were some really good moments, and I feel like I liked Rebecca and Kairos towards the end and their whole moment better than that fight or the realization, because it was like, we know, we get it.
Yeah. This moment, like you said, I'm so glad you felt the same way, Mehgan, because this moment was another highlight for me, because on top of what you said, which is something I wrote down too, so I'm glad you said it, but on top of it was like, you think this is pain?
Yeah.
You think this is pain? This pain is nothing. He's like, this pain, it reminds me that I am human and I can feel.
Yeah.
And it's nothing compared to what you and the Don Quixote family have done to our kingdom of Dressrosa. You bitch.
Yeah.
That was an awesome moment. And this is why Kairos is awesome and unstoppable. This man is doing this all hopping around on one freaking leg, dude. Mehgan can't even sometimes walk on two legs. Sometimes she's
What the fuck?
You always talk about how you're clumsy, I think.
He's on this demon time calling me out. Sometimes they can't even walk. Like, what the fuck?
Just kidding.
So hurtful.
I'm sorry. I thought that was something that you were open about. Being a little clumsy sometimes. Okay. Moving on. Awesome moment. Diamante is defeated. And Robin's fucked up. We already said that. That was a face crack moment for sure. So here we get Pika. Pika overpowered. Pika.
God damn it.
Incredibly strong. And just so hard to deal with. So hard to deal with.
Insanely hard.
Pika starts,
hard as rock, some would say. Hard as stone.
Hard as rock.
Hard as stone.
Starts going after the weak and straight for the king, ignoring Zoro. So Zoro comes up with a plan. He's like, okay, plan, either A or, option 1, I could do this. Option 2, I could do this. He's like, or option 4, I could just fly over there and slice him.
Yeah, he's really like thinking of 3 different options and or like 4 different options, like, on the fly, like pretty much like this is not gonna work. I have to do this. And during this time, I mean, he's gonna kill all these people like Uso Land is like first on the chopping block, pretty much. And he's just like, no, he's crying for Zoro and like he's saying his name like wrong. He's like, Zoro.
Yeah.
I mean, in the translation, but he's just like, like not even saying his name at the point because he's crying so much. And then, I did like the strategy of waiting for Elizabellos' freaking punch till later, using it to like him being thrown by Commodore.
Yeah.
Like up in the air to slice him. And then finally, like getting that punch in was sick. That's right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
I was like,
this was a for sure just Zoro moment at its best. Like seeing Zoro do what Zoro fucking does best. This man reminds you why he is fucking number 2 in this moment.
Yeah, and they even say that too. Like Luffy's using this man as his henchman.
Yeah. Because
this guy,
he uses his a billion-fold world. I'm gonna say this word wrong. Trickle-licosm move.
Trickle-licosm.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist, dude. I'm not Vegapunk, dude. And slices right through, cuts Pika in half, cuts this behemoth, this giant, this stone Goliath in half. Right in half. Everybody's face cracked. Everybody's like, what the? Zoro.
Yeah, Zoro's wildin'. He's wildin' out.
Wildin'.
And, freaking Barto's freaking over here, like, foaming at the mouth.
I was reading it foaming at the mouth. And then he's like, okay, he went into the upper half. Boom, floating in the air. Sliced him in another piece. Now he's over here. Sliced him in another. Like, so sick, dude. And then he finally delivers the finishing blow. And that's when he tells Elizabello, like, because the rubble is going to fall down on everyone. He just like winks at Elizabeth. He's like, all right, now do your little thing.
Do your little punchy punch.
Yeah, do your little bullshit thing.
And then he's like, wow, really? I was using a freaking to throw away the rubble? I'm like, yeah. What else are you doing? Yeah, you only have one freaking move.
And that's when we get that flashback to Mihawk. And he's teaching him how to imbue these blades with hockey. And he's talking about, any blade can be a black blade like mine. Every, what was it? Nick and scratch could, it should be viewed as a failure or shameful. Yeah. And Zoro's just like, no cracks, no nicks,
and he goes, cracks. You're not getting this right. No alcohol till you get this right. I was like,
you're like,
I was like, oh my God.
He mastered that. He mastered it in 5 seconds.
There's no other way.
Yeah, Zoro, everybody's worried about Zoro getting lost all the time. If you're like, Zoro, if you make it back, then we'll give you all the grog that you could dream of.
It's like, is Zoro just drunk all the time,
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good point.
He's like, oh, I'm lost. He gets lost all the time. It's like, I wonder why Zoro gets lost because he's fucked up all the time.
Yeah, it's a mistranslation. He's what he's really saying is like, I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up.
I'm like fucked and fucking wasted.
So now it comes back to the factory, which is destroyed. and Kairos back on the flower field rejecting Mansherry's healing. Koala calls Sabo, and at first Sabo's like, I'm too far away. I can't get there. And she's like, Luffy might be in danger. He's like, I'll be right there.
Damn, she's like, sheesh.
Yeah.
She's like, sheesher.
Sheesher.
Are you kidding me? Wow, really?
Then we cut back to Bellamy and Luffy. We already talked about it, but that moment of Bellamy talking about picking the wrong person to idolize. I understood I chose the wrong man to idolize. What a beautiful line, a line that broke my heart. And what he really wants, the reason that he is so stubborn is because he's like, at least, bro, I don't have any honor left, dude. I fucked everything up. I made bad decision after bad decision.
I have no life.
I have nothing. Please, the only thing I can ask for is to be defeated by the one other person that I respect. Please, Luffy, knock me out. Powerful moment. Powerful moment. This is where Doflamingo, he's just out there and he's just swinging for the fences. Why not? He leans down and he asks Law. He's like, why don't you make me immortal? Why don't you go ahead and just do that right now?
Yeah, he goes, and I'll give you anything you want. And Law's like, okay. Bring back Corazon.
And he says, kiss everyone's ass.
He goes, kiss everyone's ass.
Flips that man off.
And Dofi's like,
he's like, yeah.
I should have seen that coming.
I should have seen that coming.
I should have seen that coming.
He asks Law, like, why do you even wear the heart symbol on your
jacket?
Pissed.
He gets super pissed.
Why do you call your crew the pirate, the heart, the heart pirate crew?
And I truly believe in that moment. I mean, I don't know how far he would have taken it with Corazon if Law wasn't involved. Like, would he have killed him? Like, would he have like definitely killed him, or maybe he would have spared him? Like, I don't know. But when he saw that like symbol, he got like really upset, and I think he felt like guilty. Like, I don't know. That's the kind of vibe I got.
Well, he's also telling him, because I'm pretty sure that one of the symbols, right, are the chairs, and Corazon sits on the heart throne.
Yes.
And he's like, so
that's what, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, why do you call yourself the heart pirates, and why do you wear the heart if you won't even sit on the throne? Like, if you don't even like have any interest in sitting on this throne. It might have been a little bit of guilt, but it was also, he was just so angry at Law.
Law for leaving him behind. And picking his brother over him.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because he's like, how could you pick anyone else over me? Like, everyone is like, they clearly show like, oh, I fell in the pavement in that city. They're like, which city? And they burn it to the fucking ground. Like, they give him everything he wants.
Doflamingo always is used to getting everything he's ever wanted.
And he could not have Law.
And this was the one thing he couldn't have.
And that's why he was so upset. He was like, okay, why then? Why do you like my freaking brother that's like way less power? He doesn't understand. He doesn't comprehend. That's why he was so upset.
Yeah, it's not even like he feels bad about it. He like legitimately can't comprehend.
No. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. So he's like, I don't get it. Like,
I like that. I like that a lot. The birdcage then starts beginning to contract on Dressrosa. And this is when Luffy shows up and goes after Doflamingo, notices that Law is sitting there, steps in a pool of his blood, and begins to charge.
He's pissed now.
Doflamingo. He's
already
so
beaten
pissed,
Bellamy at this point, too. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you beat Bellamy already? And he's like, you made me kill my
Doflamingo!
Yeah. And again, like, watching a couple scenes from the anime, like, the VA shit goes hard. Like, especially, we get to see that, that scene we saw with Sabo and Luffy getting reunited. Like, the VA is so great. Yeah. I mean, Luffy's VA is like goated.
For real.
Goated.
But then we find out that this was all another plan that Law had come up with when Luffy got to the surface, made it to the top. He said, charge after him. I'm going to switch us out. We find out that he like switched out with another person that I assume was already dead. So he switched out and then let Doflamingo just blast this fool's body up, like shoot this fool's body up, and then swap back. And then switched places with Luffy and uses his gamma knife. And nobody thought they were in Law's room, but he had already dispersed a room so large that you could not see its borders.
Woo!
Epic. And the gamma knife, of course, is going to destroy Doflamingo's body from the inside, from his organs. But
of course, yeah, no.
This is how strong Doflamingo is. He starts to reconstruct his organs with string. He 3D prints himself new freaking organs.
He really does.
He really does, dude.
Damn.
They should call him the 3D printer.
Yeah.
Because he's out there just like,
Zero.
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't
sound.
know. Maybe they're silent.
I think they
I
are
would
pretty
assume
silent.
that they would make some noise because they'd be kind of just like.
Damn, you think in the future, when every appliance or everything like is silent, because we can make everything silent, whatever. What about people who do impressions? Like, how are they gonna? How are you gonna know what I'm talking about? Because I wanted to make a 3D printer sound, but they're just made so well they don't make a sound.
Well, it's like, do you want to see, like, you want to hear my impression? You want to hear my impression of a mime in Dressrosa?
Oh yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, I'd love to.
See, it's like silent.
But I got it. I really got that you were like in Dressrosa, but that's the performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That was good. That was good.
Dressrosa.
That was good.
Oh my god.
So he starts reconstructing his organs, and then that's when we get that flashback, right? That Trebol flashes back to a younger Doflamingo, and talks about how his birth infused him with madness. And like you said, they put their dreams, they put everything on Doflamingo's back. He's got
just wild.
He's got the hockey of the Supreme King is depends on the translation. But and they saw he was fit to be this ruler, to be this powerful leader, full of just chaos. And they really
shaped him.
They really shaped him, and they really stoked that flame. And like you said, gave him everything. If anybody looked at him wrong, they would burn down cities or murder people.
Yeah.
And really built this person up and grew that evil that was already so, that fire that was so burning so hot already inside of him. And they made it even bigger and burn even brighter, his hate and his villainous. They're going back and forth. They're trying to defeat Doflamingo, and Luffy ends up getting stuck in Trebol and tries to use his armament haki on him, which should work, but it's not working for whatever reason. And then Law uses his severed arm to slice Trebol, revealing his true form, and he's just a scrawny little naked man under there.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Very scrawny.
That's fitting. And that's why Luffy wasn't even hitting his body. He thought all of it was his body, but none of it was his body. It was just a little twig in the center.
That was cool.
That was really cool. And Law is able to take out Trebol. Finally, he is no more. And I couldn't.
No more trouble.
All about that bass. I'm all about that bass. This is when Luffy throws Law down to Robin.
Yeah.
I love this moment too, where Cavendish is gonna go. They're telling him to go, but Cavendish is like, I gotta help. Kill Doflamingo. And Luffy's like, no, I need you to take care of Law or to whatever, run away. And just, I love that Otis includes this panel where it shows Cavendish's logic. Because Cavendish's response is like, my biggest fan needs me. And it shows you every step he had to take to get there.
Yeah, he's like, well, I guess I'll do it for a fan. Of course I have to do it for a fan.
Yeah.
And I did like that, panel of Luffy just stopping Doflamingo with his foot. It was so sick.
Woo!
Yeah.
So sick.
And Luffy's just like pissed.
And he's like, why did you stop me? I was about to cave Law's head in. And he's like, yeah, what do you think?
Why do you think I would stop you, you idiot?
You idiot.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Tontatas come down, they stitch up Law's arm and heal him a little bit before having to go on. And this is when Luffy talks about being fed up, dude. And he says, your birdcage, the way you control people, everything you do is so suffocating. It's suffocating. And he goes, Gear 4, Bounce Man.
I mean, even before that too, he's just, Doflamingo's like, yeah, whatever, you're in my way. And he goes, no, you're in my way. I was like,
yeah.
And Duffy's like, this fucking kid.
Now, being, in the anime and manga community, there is no way you can escape seeing Luffy in this form.
Yeah, there's figures. I've even seen a t-shirt of it.
I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it in so many images. However, once again, like with the Kaido introduction, I was not prepared for what, you have this idea of what it's going to be in your head based on the images you see, and then you see it, and it exceeds that and goes directions that you would never expect it to go.
Oh, yeah.
Just like how, Luffy's able to, first of all, he's hardening with his armament haki, and then he's using, according to Doflamingo, the tensile force to raise his power several times beyond the limit. but the way that it moves and the way that his hand looks like it's kind of going back, and then it looks like he's got freaking, jets on his hands. And it's like it looks like, and it's kind of like legs go up, and his legs go up into this little, and it looks like he's kind of like bouncing off the air, kind of.
Yeah.
But the way it looks is like he's like, flying through the sky. Now, Mehgan, even though he is using armament hockey, he is still rubber, which is also incredibly just. It's such another creative power up for Luffy to obtain.
Yeah.
However, you did say that upon first sort of look,
I wasn't gonna even bring this up.
First sort of look, you're looking at him, and his arms kind of go in, and his legs kind of go in, and again, it looks like these jets. But there's a moment where his head sort of starts to go in. Now, you had an interesting observation about this, and I was just wondering if you'd like to share it with the people. If you don't, you don't have to.
No, it's fine. We already brought it up.
Sorry if I wasn't supposed to bring it up.
I just said Luffy, looks kind of like a penis.
What kind of penis?
Uncircumcised penis.
An uncircumcised penis.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put that image into your guys' minds of Luffy. I respect him, but...
I respect him. I love him, but
I'm the problem. I'm
not going to be able to see it any other way now, man.
I'm the problem, yeah.
And who knows how many other people aren't going to be able to see it any other way.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I love it, though. That's what we're here for. That's why we're here.
I like how he threw the chanclas away, too. He's like,
oh, yeah, get them little chanclas out of here, dude. And then he's bouncing around, and he can't even stand.
Yeah.
He can't even stand. He's bouncing. Dude, again, it's so funny, and you expect it to be this big, epic, crazy power-up moment, and it is, but it's also so silly and funny at the same time, which I don't know how Oda's able to balance this so perfectly. Then we come back to Riku for a second, who tells the people, you got to hold on. You got to survive for a little bit longer. And there was like a grandma who was like falling down, and she's like, she gets up because Riku's words give her life. But Luffy ends up right before he's about to deliver the finishing blow, because he is able to get one Kong gun out.
Yeah, and he even says, I'm gonna, give me this is no, never mind, not yet.
Yeah, I think the suffocating line is later too, and I think I jumped the. Jumped the Kong gun on that one too.
And again, it's like, how many times can this man? How many times can we get fake out death?
With Doflamingo being defeated.
Yeah.
But then it turns out he's not defeated.
And then he's not, yeah.
I mean, you've built him up so much. It is one of those moments where I'm just like on the edge of my seat, like, let's go, let's go.
I know, for real.
So Luffy runs out of time and is able to deliver one strong Kong gun, but the birdcage is still up, which means Doflamingo is not defeated.
And then that's the time where he's like, give me 10 minutes. Just give me 10 more minutes.
Give me 10 minutes, dude, please.
And Luffy's very depleted at this point.
Yes.
He's like, his eyes are up, but he's like, give me 10 more minutes, my hockey will come back. And they're like, okay, guess we have to freaking do something for 10 minutes.
Yeah, meanwhile, Burgess shows up. Then we get a little Sabo versus Burgess.
Oh, yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah, and it just ended with like, shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, I mean, Burgess is again trying to get into Sabo's head, but it ain't going to work, dude. It ain't going to work. And
then, yeah.
Because Sabo's like, you don't think ever since I got my memory back, which is, well, I guess he did get it back 2 years ago. Like he got, I was going to make a joke that it was a smaller amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's like, ever since I got my memory back 2 years ago, you don't think I thought about Ace's last words every single freaking day? Don't try. Don't even try.
Don't try to do this shit with me right now.
That's when we get our guy, Gats, and the other Coliseum warriors that come to Luffy's aid to help him survive for those 10 minutes, to keep Doflamingo away from him for 10 minutes while his haki restores. And Zoro, the GOAT, the only man using his head, the person who's usually stumbling around and getting lost, is the only person fucking thinking right, dude. He plans to hold back the cage that is now rapidly contracting. Other people are like, dude, we're not going to even be able to hold this thing back, dude. It's impossible. And he has one of the coolest lines where he says, instead of saying it's impossible, stop using your imagination and just help.
For real.
And I think that's a lesson we could use in life, all of us.
Do something.
When you say, listen to Zoro, dude, don't listen to me. Don't listen to Josh, or don't listen to Doflamingo right now. Whoever I am in this moment, listen to Zoro. Whenever you think like, oh, dude, it's impossible, it's because you're imagining all of the bad things.
All the scenarios where you don't win.
All of the scenarios where you fail. Now, usually imagination is a beautiful thing, a powerful thing, an amazing thing. And it's the thing That is the only reason why we have this beautiful story that we're reading.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it could be your greatest enemy and your greatest foe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Preach.
so sometimes you need to stop using your imagination and you just need to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not coming from me.
That's coming from
me.
Pastor Lucci.
Oh, and someone else makes a little appearance that we're going to see later too. Which might mean Pastor Lucci's coming back.
Sound like Danny Zuko.
Pastor Lucci's coming back. But yeah, that was inspiring, dude. I was inspired.
Yeah, Zoro knocked it out of the park.
He really did. He really did.
He sliced it out of the park.
Man, Sherry, then she's up there floating in the sky, dude. She's healing everybody with the dandelion elixir.
All I could do is cry my eyes out.
That's fine. That's fine, man, Sherry. That's a perfect way to fight. Don't feel bad. Everybody fights their own way.
They're New Yorkers.
Yeah.
They're New Yorkers who can't pronounce their R's.
Yeah.
All I can do is cry my eyes out.
I'm flying over here. That's Cobb. That's my Cobb impression.
I can't do anything else but cry.
But the dandy elixir has a time limit on it.
Dandy elixir. I like that. It sounds delicious, huh?
Yeah, it sounds a little
Hey,
delicious.
kid, you want a dandy elixir?
Come on over here.
Come over here. Give me a dandy elixir.
And come on over here and give me a dandy elixir. Sounds freaking sus, dude. And I'm Doflamingo. That sounds sus. Come on over here and give me a dandy elixir.
Come on over here and give me a dandy elixir, why don't you? I like it.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I like it. The life prolonging. You know, what does that mean? Oh, it's only for a few minutes. Yeah.
We got a time. We got a clock. We gotta
keep it going.
We gotta keep the story moving.
We have stakes.
And everybody in Dressrosa, meanwhile, everybody's just trying to push the gate. You know, Franky found out that this factory is made out of sea prism stone, therefore it will not be destroyed by the birdcage. So they realize that they can use it to push against the cage. Everybody's pushing against the cage. Everyone push. Everyone push.
Push.
It's like a pregnancy in there, you know? It's like a freaking they're in labor in there. Everybody push. And even Fujitora, who is another highlight character and another just unexpected goat.
Yeah.
And just top character for me now. Even he lends his help to the cause.
I pledge to the cause. I was like, dang, okay.
Then the announcer does what he does best. He hypes Luffy up.
He hypes everyone up. He's hyping everyone up. Someone needed this man.
He's the best.
They needed this man.
Every island needs this man. Every arc needs this man.
Yeah, for real.
And he's like, who was the one in the Coliseum that came and defeated everyone against all odds? And then they're like, Lucy! And he's like, I can't hear you!
Lucy!
That's right! And who's regaining all of their strength and has made a promise to defeat Doflamingo in one hit?
Usopp. Someone's wrong.
God, Usopp! Lucy! Ah! You know, he's like 5, 4, 3. He's like the balls dropping on the bouncy man's dropping on New Year's.
Yeah.
And while this is all happening, you know, Doflamingo, you know, he's like Pitt and Viola versus like Rebecca against each other. Rebecca's like, oh shit, I can't.
She's like, oh shit.
She's like, oh shit, I'm gonna kill Viola, run. And Viola's like, it's not you, it's Doflamingo. And then she's like, fucking shit, run. And you know, she's like, don't even close your eyes, you know. And then so Law's switching him out. You know, he's switching him out, and he pops Luffy in there, and Luffy takes a sword, bam, over the head, bam. And he has a little flashback of him and Ray Lee training on the island, and that's when he delivers the line. He's like, "You're a birdcage. Your control over people. It's suffocating me." That's when he delivers that line.
He does?
Not earlier. My bad.
Oh, okay. So he does here. Yeah. And then we get that flashback, and Ray Lee's like, "Oh, well, don't use that too much because it's very depleting."
Yeah.
And Luffy's like, I have no other choice.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does have no other choice. Like,
He
there's
doesn't.
no way he's going to defeat Doffy any other way.
And he delivers that one-hit KO, that finishing blow.
Which he promises. He's like, I'll do it in one blow, like I promise.
I promise.
And I was like, dang. Because the announcer's like hyping him up, too. Imagine if he didn't. He was like, he's going to do it with one blow, you guys. And you're like, okay.
And he's like,
I'll
okay,
try.
maybe 2.
No, Luffy's saying that. Like, maybe 2.
Yeah.
He's like, you said 1, everyone, 1.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck. I have to do it in 1 now.
Damn, I was kind of fucked up when I said that.
Yeah, I was really fucked up when I said that. Shit. I regret that.
And Luffy, of course, delivers that finishing final blow,
Yes.
leading them to victory. Sabo, meanwhile, finishes off Burgess, and the message goes out to the 3 closest islands. This was another powerful, powerful moment. Fujitora is the only good thing, maybe outside of Kobe and Helmeppo and Garp, and there are some good eggs. We've talked about it before, but Fujitora seems to be the one, and Smoker. Smoker's doing his best. Tashigi, they're doing their best, but Fujitora is really he's going to save the face of the Navy. His mission is to restore. It seems to me to restore the Navy to being an actually good force for justice, and not some corrupt organization that is using their power to control the people. He is so fed up. He is so tired, and he has the power to make that happen. He has the power to make a change. And he is up to his own games and up to his own shit.
I mean, he's like one of the first that we've seen to really like stand up to them and be like, this is what I'm doing. This is what's going to happen. Like, even like admitting fault on the Navy's behalf is something that they don't do. Like everything they do is right. Everything they do is a reason. And he's like, yeah, I'm really sorry. Like we definitely fucked up here. And this is all on us. This is all on the world government. Like we humbly apologize on behalf of the world government.
And he gets 3 snail video transponder snails. Yeah. And he bows in front of the king. And this is a huge statement. This is a huge thing.
Yeah, because, this wouldn't have happened if Dofi wasn't, maybe it would have, but, he's a warlord. So he has all this power. And plus the government's, known about this.
Well, yeah, no, he says that to the king. He says the only reason that all this shit happened is because the government, Doflamingo did all this under the protection of the 7 warlord sort of agreement.
Yeah, and I'm done. We're done.
Yeah.
We need the shit axed after this because it's too much. This is going to happen again?
Yeah.
We're going to have another freaking Alabasta, freaking Dressrosa. What's next?
Yeah. And this is so powerful and so huge. And even in the moment, you feel as the news gets spread, you really feel Fujitora's humble action, this act that he is doing. It's going to have huge ripples and effects, and someone gets pretty upset about that. But that person,
a lot of people, yeah.
Well, actually. A lot of people do. Yeah. But this specific person, Akainu, we see him at this point now, speaking with the 5 elders. I don't think we've seen Akainu since Marine 4.
No, he's been hinted at.
Yeah,
but we haven't actually seen him. He has a goatee and he's angry. Yeah, like usual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's talking to the 5 elders, and the 5 elders are, 5 old ass bitches. Okay.
Kind of like our Supreme Court.
There you go. I second that.
The U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, U.S. Supreme Court. And, they're really telling him yo, dude, cool your jets, man. You hold your tongue. You're talking to the 5 elders right now.
You're a kind of a hothead.
And they're saying the Navy is just the front face of, what's really going on.
The shit.
Yeah, we are the ones really in power. You just stay in your lane and keep doing you. And, they mentioned plus, you're all about, talking to bringing us to, because he's like, how is Doflamingo able to do all this shit? How is this, Cypher Pole, Zero? How is all that? How does a warlord of the sea, X this, X that? How does, how is he doing all this stuff? They're like, you don't have to worry about that. That's not you. And he says, plus you need to worry about someone else. You need about, what does it say about Corazon?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Who is working
what do you mean?
With Blackbeard?
Yeah.
Is that a typo?
Wild.
Is that a typo?
No, I don't think it is.
That's a typo.
So, that
can't be true.
With that being said, I don't know. I don't think that Kuzan is going to, do anything rash. He might just be, getting, inside information. Is he kind of, rogue now? I can't see him being on this guy's side of, pure chaos.
He's definitely not on the side of pure chaos. He's definitely up to something. I just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But that was a little interesting little tidbit drop there. Mm-hmm. Then it cuts to everybody around the world, the worst generation, and people all around the new world.
Oh my gosh, that was so insane. I was right. I was like, what if they go after Shanks? What if that's one of the ones they go after? And sure enough, they're not going after Kaido. They're going after Shanks first. And obviously, we see how that plan turns out.
Yeah, there's a big horn-shaped wrench thrown into their plan.
Yeah, it's huge horn-shaped suicidal wrench.
Yeah, dropped on their, thrown into their whole plan.
Yeah, right dab in the middle.
So yeah, they reveal that they're going after Shanks. Then it cuts to Smoker and Tashigi saying, Fujitora did it. He did what we couldn't do in Alabasta. And we see that echoed sort of by Fujitora, who said that.
That was nice.
Yeah, there was this whole conversation that he had with Smoker previously about Alabasta, and then it cuts to Smoker, and Tashiki's trying to tell him, like, isn't this awesome? And Smoker's like, man, even with Fujitora's power, like, I couldn't have done that. Like, he did it. Like, he did it. And that was a really sweet moment. And then we see the kids on there, too.
Yeah, and they were like, where's Vegapunk? I was like, oh
know.
My God. Of course we can't see him yet.
They're on the same boat that they were on in Berserk. Dude, it's gonna take forever for them to get there.
Yeah, and then all the people on the ship are like, "Damn, I wish I was a kid. Tashiki would be treating me that way." Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
And I like seeing Bonnie like reading the newspaper, eating the pizza as a little kid. She loves pizza. She can't be stopped. She's like Chica.
I love pizza too.
Yeah, you do.
I had pizza the other day.
Yeah, you did.
I want it again.
You want more? Yeah, you want more and more and more.
I want it. I need it.
Yeah, you want a lot, huh?
Okay, is this because I said you couldn't walk earlier?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
All right, that's fair. So this is where Akainu calls up Fujitora, and they yell at each other.
Yeah, they're like a married couple.
But I like how Fujitora, he's not afraid, dude. This guy's a powerful man who is firm in his belief of what he's doing is right. And Akainu's like, you have just tarnished you have just made a joke, a mockery.
You had no right.
You had no right. And he's like, you have tarnished the face of whatever. He's like, if you're so worried about your face, then stay hidden.
Woo!
And I was like, damn.
I mean, Akainu's just saying all this shit because they know they're in the wrong and they don't want to take accountability. I mean, that's literally what Fujitora says. Like, this is our fault. Like, you can't take accountability. Yeah, don't show your face. Stay hidden, bitch.
Baller.
And I'm like, yeah. I mean, his literal, like, this fool's so powerful. Like, he can literally, like gravity, like, he has control.
Yeah. Maybe he could bring planets into other planets. Maybe that's a theory, dude, where he takes Inaru up there on the moon. Maybe one day he brings down the moon. And all the little pirates up there, the little muskrat pirates, that also would look like space Tontatas.
That would probably affect the sea. He did that.
He could do that. Maybe. Theoretically. I don't know. The moon's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
Anyway, Fujitora gets punished, and he is not allowed to go to any naval base until he captures Law and Luffy. He gets Prince Zuko'd, if you will. And that is his punishment. Then we cut back to everybody now in Kairos' house. And that's where we learn about Sabo's very convenient memory loss, which we talked about in the beginning, being kind of frustrating. Felt like there could have been a little more there than just, I lost my memory.
Yeah.
I know Oda's under so much, dude. I know Dressrosa was probably such a huge feat. And I cannot imagine what it takes to create an epic of this proportion and scale. But still, yeah, that's the only time I've ever been like, everything else in One Piece has been minor, minuscule, microscopic nitpicks. This was the first time I was like, really?
Yeah.
Either way, what is cool about this moment is that Sabo made a Vivri card paper for Luffy.
And everyone takes a little piece. Everyone wants a little piece of that Vivri card.
I would have.
Break me off a piece of that Vivri card.
This is interesting, Mehgan, and I wonder if you have any theories about this. Sabo has to go.
Oh my God, of course. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I got to go. And they're like, really? You can't stay until he wakes up? Nah.
Well, to be fair, the revolution is they are on a mission. And Koala has been telling him the whole time, dude, you got to remember who you are. We are here to do some other shit. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I got to save my brother. And his brother's safe. So now he can get back to work.
Yeah.
Now he can clock back in.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Let's just say it then.
I was confused.
I'm confused too.
I mean, who was he talking to for one? I mean, we see Sabo on some fucking crows, on some crow shit.
He's the crow.
He's the crow. And he's talking to someone and they're just like, you can produce this at any time.
And they're like,
at any moment. And he's like, yep, whenever I want. I was like, who are you talking to? What are you talking about?
The word bubble's coming from the crow. So
the crow's talking?
This is someone's devil fruit power, I assume.
Oh.
But
crow. I didn't even think about that. Someone picked him up as a crow?
But whose power? And what can they produce at any moment? I don't know. Interesting. Then it finally cuts. And I'm sure you were really happy about this, Mehgan. Tell me how you felt about this. It finally cuts to the rest of the gang on another island versus some of Kaido's crew, but that means we get to see Lil Chopper as well.
Yeah, I was happy. I was like kind of shocked that they did escape Big Mom's ship. I thought for sure they were going to get taken.
Maybe Big Mom wasn't really after them in that moment. Maybe, maybe she was trying to scare them. Maybe she was trying to do something else. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Yeah. It was cool.
It was just really nice seeing. I mean, for me, my heart sank when I saw Brooke again.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, we do see them separated, but, I feel like I get my fill with just like the cover pages and them doing random stuff. I'm like, there they are. If you wouldn't think if I didn't see that at all, I'd be like, oh my God, where are they? My heart.
I need them.
I need them. Save us.
Save us. I thought this was, just so nice to get to see them. I didn't expect to get to see them at all. I thought we weren't going to get to see them until the beginning of the next arc, but they are clearly looking for somebody or helping somebody, someone who looks kind of like a deer.
It looks like a little deer dog thing.
Yeah. And they were confronted by two members of Kaido's crew, and we know that to be Kaido's crew because Chopper calls them over and says like, hey guys, come look at the Jolly Roger that is on some of their armor. And that's kind of all we get to see from them. But even for a second, seeing my guy, Brooke, and your guy, Chopper, was very nice. And Nami and Sanji and Momo and everybody too. Now we finally get Kaido's introduction. Wow. Speechless.
So fun.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I really am speechless. Because first of all, we see one of the other worst generation in the sky on a sky island chilling, and everybody's like, hey, aren't you going to do anything about that guy? And he's like, nah, dude, he said he's going to die, or he's trying to, kill himself. So it's pretty harmless. He's let him do his thing. Let him
I was
do whatever.
like, who the fuck
Yeah.
would do that?
Now,
what normal person would do that? I mean, from
a sky, in case you weren't listening, island. Okay, this man jumps from a sky island to the earth.
It's like jumping out of a plane.
Oh, it's way crazier than that. But what it leads me to believe is there was a previous, obviously, probably multiple previous users of the op fruit. Did somebody, the previous user of the op fruit, did they grant Kaido immortality? Is that why he cannot die?
Maybe. That's it. Yeah, I like that theory a lot. Or he's just like super OP'd, but I think that's a good theory. Or it has maybe he has a devil fruit.
Yeah, maybe it has something to do with his devil fruit, but I do think
Who knows?
Like we had just learned about immortality. We had
That's
just
true.
learned about it. And now we are meeting a person who cannot die.
Yeah.
Kaido being that person of all people who is man, beast, and stronger than seemingly everyone in the entire world.
I wonder what was the reason if he was given that ability.
Yeah, and he kind of has the attitude of like an immortal being who is tortured by living forever. He's like, I am over this. Whitebeard had the right idea. I am done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to die. Can I please die?
Die, thank you.
And he can't.
My die.
But that narration, that scene, that whole narration thing, are you okay?
Yeah.
Was so fun.
Yeah.
And they talk about how this man was defeated and how he lost so many times and, cannot be killed. And he just freaking Wile E. Coyote'd himself from the Sky Island. Yeah. Yeah, and that's where Kid's crew and everybody else was.
Fuck, what was that?
And they go, please, I hope that wasn't one of the 4 emperors. They didn't say that, but...
He's right behind me.
yeah, he's right behind me. That's funny. I like that. But he comes up and he says, hurry up, Joker. Let's start the greatest war this planet has ever seen. And then it says Kaido, the strongest creature alive.
Yeah, and the dub, it was bad. His dub voice is bad. I'm sorry.
Is that official? It can't be official. If that's official, I've lost all faith.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. We finally get to meet Kaido. Finally, we get to see this man's face and get a proper introduction. It doesn't feel real. We're finally here. It's Kaido time, baby. You mid yawn and you liked it?
No, I wasn't mid yawn.
Your face was like. It was funny. So the Navy, they're on their way. They show up. Well, they've been there.
Yes, they've been there.
Sengoku, old man, retired Sengoku, who still works for the Navy in some capacity, and Suru, who I think that's how you say her name, who is there. They, retirement or, a demotion in rank, it looks real good on Sengoku.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's relaxed. He's kind of chill about it,
He's so chill. He's like he looks retired, even though, like I said, he's still kind of working for the Navy, but he's got a little shorts on. He's a white haired old man now. He's just chill. He looks like all he's missing is a pina colada in his hand.
Yeah, he probably had one.
He probably had a couple.
Yeah.
He's probably fucked up.
Yeah.
But they show up and they're, it's just, Fujitora rolling dice, letting fate decide whether or not he's going to, they're going to capture Luffy and Law. And that's just another character attribute that I really like. As a D&D player and fan of dice myself, I love that this man lets fate dictate whether he's going to do A or B.
Yeah, and it's been like 2 days. Like, that's wild. He's saying, like, there's no way this, like, Luffy doesn't have something on his side, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
That was all caps. I was like, what does that mean?
And I've fantasized about that, too. I've fantasized about one day letting a dice roll determine everything I do. I thought that would be really fun. Spontaneous.
That's...
Fate.
I don't know if it's about fate.
It's about fate, yeah. It's about fate.
It's just about rolling dice.
It's about giving up control and letting what happens happen.
Happen.
All right.
I feel like you'd be like, you'd be...
I'd be what? I'd be what? Say it.
You'd be crazy.
Crazier.
Oh, God. He's lost it. He's lost his fucking mind.
So, he gives the dice to Suru, and I think I'm saying her name right, hopefully. And she rolls a 6. That means they're coming for Law, Luffy. And so they need to escape. Luffy goes to Rebecca, and Law goes to Sengoku. Luffy he goes to Rebecca. He's like, because, Kairo's told everybody that she's like,
yeah, he basically told her that, like, her dad is like some prince somewhere. And I'm like, after all that, dude, all you went through, like, that was just like so unbelievable.
I couldn't believe
like,
that,
after
dude.
all you did for Dressrosa.
Yeah.
Like, you think people are still going to be like, that guy sucks. Like, no one's thinking about you no more.
Well, we found out later that everybody's like, yeah, no, we all know that. We just thought we weren't supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, we all knew it. So this fool's like, I guess I'll just tell her I'm not her dad and she'll have a better life. And I don't know. I could see if, like, the king hated him.
Yeah.
I
King
could see
loves
if
him.
anyone else hated him. Like, no.
So just to really, like, put a bow on their story really quickly, which, it is nice that they have a happy ending. Luffy goes to the palace and, similar to like when Vivi is about to give her speech to everybody, Rebecca's about to take the throne or be officially titled a princess. Mm-hmm. And Luffy, comes and is like, is this what you really want? And she's like, no, how could he do that to me? And again, it is a very sweet moment. And I really do like it and did like it. But, he helps her escape and takes her up to the flower field to see Kairos, and they basically have a similar moment where Viola is asked once again, like she was by her sister Scarlet, to be the princess. And Rebecca and Kairos choose to live happily ever after in the house upon Flower Hill.
Yay!
And it is
happy
very
ending.
Sweet. I like that they got that happy ending.
Yeah.
But Law has a very, I would say, to me personally, more touching conversation with Sengoku.
I know. I mean, Sengoku, like, lost a son. Law lost a dad. They're, like, really hurting together because, I mean, I don't think Sengoku, like, obviously, I don't think anyone, like, had a relationship with Corazon at all. Same thing with Law. Like, his brother killed him. Like, the person who should have been closest to him killed him. So they're, like, the only ones who have that connection with them and, like, have his memories to carry on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, like, super powerful. And Law's making all these excuses as to why, he did this for him. Like, well, he had to do this because he had to do that. Or he just wanted to do this so we can get the OP fruit or whatever. He's like, yeah, I mean, he just loved you, though. Like, You shouldn't attach reasons for love. And Law's like, Like,
It was so sweet. I really love this moment a lot.
yeah.
It was a really sweet moment.
I felt so bad for Sengoku. He's like literally crying when he found out. He was like, you weren't supposed to be there. And he sees like dead body picture. I was like, Jesus Christ.
But in a way, it's like, Sengoku was, he kind of took Corazon under his wing, and that became like a son to him. And then Corazon went to grow up and take, Law under his wing and became like a son to him. So in a way, Sengoku is kind of like Law's grandpa.
Yeah, he is.
In a way.
He is.
And
I should lock you up right here and now, but
he's Law's Garp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
I like to think that.
Poor Law.
Poor fucking Law. Sweet boy, you didn't deserve any of it.
I know.
Meanwhile, everybody in town is going to help. All the gladiators are helping Luffy escape. Luffy tries to fight Fujitora, and Fujitora, he's calling out the moves before he does them.
I love Fujitora. He just freaking laughs at Luffy. It's so hilarious.
But he's also like...
That had me laughing so hard.
Well, he's also like, first of all, don't pity me. And second of all, like, I took this sight. I earned this, losing this sight. Basically implying that he did the things that he did. He's not proud of the things that he did and the things that he has seen in this world. And so he earned the right to freaking cut his eyes, not out, but, lose his vision.
Yes.
Like, he did it to himself, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
But Fujitora ends up using all the rubble from the battle, and he is, holding it over everybody.
Literally everybody, like not just Luffy. Like if he drops his shit, everyone's dead.
Well, all of the pirates and gladiators are dead, because they're all heading down the docks to the Santa Maria fleet.
Yeah.
Which is also a crazy moment, because Luffy's like, what is this giant fleet of ships? Like, what are all these? And they're like, well, we drew straws, and now there are basically it's the Santa Maria fleet and the seven being Cavendish, Bartolomeo, Don Sai, Idio, Leo, Hadrudin, and Olympus, who are like these three leaders, all in charge of different things and different crews, who are dedicating themselves to the Straw Hats' cause. Like, this is insane. And
so lit.
The reason that Fujitora can't drop the rubble on all of them is because then the townsfolk, they pretend. They're like,
Lucy, get over here.
You kidnapped Rebecca.
Lucy.
You kidnapped Rebecca.
Lucy.
Give her back.
Yeah, Lucy, come here.
Yeah, they're laughing. And Fujitora's like, I sense no anger in them.
Yeah. And I love this line too from Fujitora. I mean, he just goes off and he goes like, what kind of man are you, Luffy? Like, what kind of man do you look like? I can't see your face, but I envision it being a very kind one, just because he knows like all these people are going out of their way to like help him, and there's so many people on his side and wanting to fight for him, and it was just such a nice moment.
I mean, the world has seen it, or at least, I'm sure he's heard of it happening in, Impel Down and Marine 4. Now here, like Luffy just has this ability, and
power.
There's this quality about him that attracts everybody to him, and he's like, man, I've never regretted not having my sight or taking my own sight. He's like, but in this moment, like, I wish I could see you. Ooh. And I was like, them's is powerful words.
Yeah.
Everybody then wants to perform the father and son ceremony to solidify and cement the affiliation of the Straw Hats, making Luffy the father of everybody.
Like Whitebeard.
Yeah, like Whitebeard.
Jesus, I couldn't say it.
Like Whitebeard, you're right.
Like Whitebeard, yeah.
And Luffy's like, nah, that'd cramp my style.
And I knew he was going to say no. There's no way. Yeah, he's like, no, I already have a crew. You're fine. You do you guys. And then if I need you, I'll call you. If you need me, call me. We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. It's not you, it's me. Like.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
But, this is what I love about Luffy. And I feel like Luffy hasn't had, sure, he's had a lot of these moments where, he's done everything in his absolute power to gain power and to protect and to make sure that everybody in his reach that he can protect is protected. But it's so nice to see one of these moments again from Luffy. Anybody else in that position, anybody else, any other man would have taken that in a heartbeat.
Oh,
would have made these men indebted to him and bound them to him and his crew. But Luffy that is not who he is. That is not what he believes in. That is not what he cares about. That is not what he stands for. He just wants people to do whatever they want to do. He wants people to have the freedom to do anything that they want to do. So he's like, if I need you, just come. And if you need me, I'll come. We don't need that. We don't need to have all this.
Yeah, I like how he's, I just want to be king of the pirates. I don't want to be some big shot. And I was like, what is this guy even saying? Like, does he not understand what that means? And then Bart just goes ahead like, he's not trying to be big. It doesn't mean being big. It means being free.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Luffy's all about. He wants to be king of the pirates so, like, he can be free so others can be free under his reign. It's not about just, like, having all of these perks. It's just, like, he can give a shit about that.
Yeah. This is why I love this man. This is why he has my heart. I stan Luffy. I am Barto in that moment. Like this makes me love you so much more.
Yeah.
But
Then I already did.
Then some people who were mad about the Doflamingo thing show up, and Fujitora drops the rubble on them so that they can continue the ceremony, which was a very, very awesome moment, a moment that I have to go back and watch in the anime for sure. And,
yeah, that was a beautiful panel. So powerful. Like 5,600 strong. Damn.
Strong.
I love how Zoro drinks all the sake.
Awesome,
Franky drinks all the sake. Like, it's so funny.
And they say, like, if you really want to give us freedom, then we accept your freedom. But freedom means we can do whatever we want to do.
And this is what we want to do.
And this is what we want to do.
So, sorry, Luffy's like, ugh!
He's like, damn it, I didn't see that loophole.
Fuck.
You were talking about Fujitora wishing he could see Luffy. He thanks them for everything, and Sengoku hears that. And it's just very sweet because they kind of have this moment, with each other. And I just love this older, more chill Sengoku. And then we cut to another piece of narration that says, it's, showing everybody in celebration. And it says that all these people, that they will each grow in power until they eventually cause a great incident of historic proportions.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like they haven't already,
Very true. But things are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you really, really, really feel that.
They're in the new world.
This was one of the most amazing things I've read in One Piece so far. I mean, like just that Luffy is like, just again, this is who he is. He has this quality that attracts all these people, and his forces are growing whether he likes it or wants it or not. But his name is just that powerful, and he is just that powerful.
He's that guy now.
He is just that guy, and he is just that guy that everybody wants to fight beside,
or fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I had the biggest smile on my face.
Smile.
While I was doing this. Then, guys, we cut away, and we cut to two people, one of whom gets a full face reveal and is none other than the bitch boy himself, Spandam. But Spandam ain't alone. Spandam is with someone else, someone who we only get to see the goatee of. Someone who looks pretty holy in his new white suit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about a man who looks like he can lead a congregation into the light. He can take people in their sins and wash them clean, for his hands were once dirty, but now as the dove sits upon his shoulder, he sits upon us and washes us of all of our sins. I'm talking about the one, the only, the phoenix that rises from the ashes. The beautiful, the pristine, the holy Pastalucci is back. Can I get an amen?
He's back.
He's back. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
I didn't know what you were saying.
Amen. man, the Church of Pastor Lucci is strong, my brothers and sisters.
Oh.
And everybody in between, Lucci is back, baby. And he's ready to heal the world. I'm going to pass out.
You did.
I'm going to pass out. We're going to get a freaking noise complaint.
You have too much fumes in you.
Oh
You're
my
done.
God.
You're
I have
done.
been touched by Pastor
What did
Lucci.
you say? I was like, I was like, what?
Praise be to Pastor Lucci. And if you
He
haven't
was
watched
there. He was back.
any of our previous episodes and you have no idea why we refer to this man as Pastor Lucci, please do yourself a favor. Go back and watch the Annie's Lobby episode where we cosplay Luffy and Lucci, because then you shall also be converted to the church. May the church of Lucci rise up. I want to see the church in the comments. I want to see the church say amen. Amen.
It's even crazier with this outfit.
I like
It's
it.
even crazier.
So I got to get my Lucci suit ready.
Yeah.
And I got to start memorizing scripture because I'm a coming back.
Oh,
He is a coming back.
he's risen.
He is arisen.
He's risen indeed.
Indeed. Whew. But they say, they're down there and they say, the weapons are gone. The revolution took them. And he's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit, Spandam, bitch.
You
Yeah.
fucking dumbass. No
Yeah.
shit.
No thanks to you, bitch. Yeah.
He basically does
Yeah,
say
he
that.
does say that in the alley, yeah.
Dressrosa, of course, is in a celebration. They're celebrating. They've decided to live together with the Tontatas, and they are building statues. This is crazy. They're building statues of Lucy, aka Loopy, aka Luffy and Usopp.
Yeah.
which is awesome and wild and
So
crazy.
cute. Put a statue next to Nolan for me.
Yeah.
Would ya, dear?
And they did.
Yeah, they did
They
do that.
did.
Of course they would.
Well, the Nolan statue's somewhere else, but yeah.
Yeah, put it next. Put it.
Put it next to Kairos for
Yeah,
me, the gladiator.
yeah. Whatever you can do.
Put it wherever.
Yeah, if you make it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever you see fit. Yeah.
Now this is interesting. Doflamingo is now
Oh
captured.
my God, I was so mad.
I was a little mad, but I was the good kind of mad when a story is good enough that it makes you mad,
Yeah, I was like, God.
But Doflamingo is talking to Suru, and he's talking about, what do you think is going to happen now? What do you think happens to monsters when they've lost their food and their leash is gone? Who is standing atop the sea now? Is it the 4 emperors? Is it the 7 warlords? Is it the worst generation? I don't think so. I had a handle on this thing. I was keeping everybody in line.
Mm-hmm.
It was because of me. And, then he says this is going to kick off the greatest battle for power in the history of pirate kind.
I mean, he's listening to everyone. And then we get that sweet little sliver, which I knew to be true.
Go off.
Because, and the people of the D who have been smoldered away beneath the currents of history, when will they show themselves and where? They were hidden in the void. Confirmed.
And
where and when are they? Like all caps. Like
there are people. They are united. They are a people. There are some.
There are people because them separate. Yeah, of course they're already like Luffy's already shown himself. Like Law's out here too. Goldie Roger's out here too. So like there has to be more, and they were just smothered away by history. Like what does that mean? Like.
They are
they're
for
gonna
descendants.
come and because like him saying that, like they're like formidable, like they are a threat, pretty much.
Yeah, I think the government and the fucking 5 elders are scared of them.
That's why they were shut away.
But then, wouldn't you know it, a man by the name of Captain Jack shows up. Not the Captain Jack, but a different Captain Jack. Maybe to you, the Captain Jack, but not the one we know as Captain Jack Sparrow. Jack, Sorry about that.
Yeah, Oda put Jack Sparrow in his fucking manga.
And they're like, oh my God, why are all these ships here to escort one man? I guess we got to turn away Captain Jack. And he's like, yeah, right.
He goes, why the fuck would you say that?
Well, yeah. Why would you even say that? You know what we're doing. We came here to get shit done. We're getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it leaves us there with Doflamingo. But
yes.
We're assumed that, or we assume obviously that Doflamingo is
getting broken out.
Is getting saved.
Yes.
Yeah. The gang goes back to Barto's ship. This was the best thing ever.
So cute.
Of course, Luffy is the mast of the ship.
Hilarious.
Is the front of it. And
Fitting.
it is just, even Usopp says, this ship looks more like Luffy's ship than Luffy's ship.
And he's like, oh, thank you. That's a compliment.
Yeah. This was absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. This was such a fun moment. Everybody has kind of, taken a piece of Luffy's card. Even Bellamy took a piece of Luffy's card. And they mentioned that they have new wanted posters now. Mm-hmm. And Bartol's like, yeah, come in my room. I got them all hung up. He's like, I had yours too, Law, but I threw it out. I wanted to just have the straw hats up there. And he has their autographs next to him too.
And there's like one that says me.
Yeah,
I
saw that too.
That's Luffy, for sure.
Yeah, it's Luffy's signature. Me. So he's
Everyone went up. Everyone's went up a little bit. I mean, Usopp's is higher than Franky's, which is wild.
And Franky is pissed about it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah, everybody's went up. Franky is getting done dirty, dude. He should be triple digits for sure.
I don't understand how he's not.
I don't understand either. But everybody's bounties have gone up. Everybody has new pictures. General Franky, the Iron Pirate, is Franky's, Nami again is like, when did Nami even take that picture? God, Usopp has his new picture, not the Soge King one. Chopper has his, the Cotton Candy Lover, Zoro and, Luffy. But what's interesting is Sanji doesn't have a sketch anymore. He actually has a picture now, but he's still, everybody's like, yeah, he still looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
But under Sanji's name or above Sanji's name and bounty, while everybody else's poster says wanted, dead, or alive, Sanji's says only alive.
Bruh. I don't even know. I can't even make any theories because I have no idea what that means.
Me neither.
Like, at all.
Me neither.
Like,
what could that possibly mean?
What is he good at? Like, cooking?
I mean, come on. You don't. We already got him on our tails.
I wasn't saying that as a diss. He's good at kicking. He's good at kicking.
It's his past, dude. It's something about his past. They found out something about him. Okay? They found out that he's maybe
good.
Important, super important. Maybe he comes from... I don't know.
I know. Yeah, that makes sense. I really can't guess. That's like the best guess I can think of because there's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. But what could this possibly mean? Who knows? We will find out, hopefully, as we continue on. But that is where this arc, Dressrosa, ends. Wow.
Oh, yeah, we totally forgot to mention this.
What?
But Doffy introduces the concept of awakened devil fruit.
Oh, fuck, we totally did forget. How do we forget that?
He
God
says,
damn it. I thought we covered everything. How did we forget that?
He says pretty much, a devil fruit awakening, very rare. Some powers can awaken and affect objects aside from the wielder. And I think that he means like it's very rare for not it to be awakened, but for them to be able to awaken it and to wield things around them. Does that make sense? So
yeah, what I thought, again, I don't know. It might seem obvious or it might seem like a reach. I don't know. It's hard to know. But because after that, Doflamingo was able to turn everything into string. He was able to.
He was already awakened. Yeah, at that point, he's been awakened.
When he used the awakened ability, though, he was able to turn everything, even the buildings, to string.
Yes,
and says that it can be affected by anything, not just the user.
Yes,
which makes me believe that then, if Luffy were to awaken, at least at this point, would he be able to? It's set up to be this like really crazy thing, which it probably still would be if it is what I think it is. But it is like leading me to believe that then if Luffy awakens his gum fruit, then can he just make other things rubber? Can he make everything rubber? Which that would come in handy, I guess. But
yeah, I mean something like that.
But I think the implications are bigger, even bigger than that.
Or it's someone else. I mean, there's probably a lot of awakened users like coming to mind, like maybe Aokiji, like. They are able to hone their abilities like perfect use. Not necessarily like they could just use it for themselves and on themselves. Like, I don't think it always has to be surrounding objects because he said that's very rare. Awakened, I don't think is very rare.
But we were introduced to the concept of awakened devil fruits a long time ago when we were talking about awakened zone.
Yes.
Now we know it's possible to awaken any type of devil fruit. Which I don't think we ever thought wasn't a possibility. But
yeah, but the implications, it's definitely interesting. Like who has a devil fruit that is yet to awaken, that we know of.
And it will grant the user far more power, so that we know now that on top of possibly more gears, Luffy will at one point awaken his devil fruit, and whatever that means for Luffy, who's to say? For us right now in this moment, it's up for speculation. But I am so mad at myself that
it's okay. I brought it back.
You did. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, I was looking at my notes. I was like, yeah, I wanted to bring that up because it was in one of the theories. Like,
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, awakened devil fruit, and it kind of. I said I wouldn't read the comments, so maybe you can read them. But if there's any explanation,
I'll try to be as careful as possible. I'll try to
as to what that actually entails. If I'm right in saying that it's not necessarily like super rare. It's rare when it's surroundings, not necessarily the person. But
so
I could be wrong.
Before we give our final thoughts on everything, do you have any other theories or anything else of note that you'd like to mention?
Or are we gonna?
Or do you want to do final thoughts and then theories?
Oh, we usually do that. So
okay.
But it doesn't matter.
I just thought maybe we could switch it up a little bit.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. So yeah, I mean, I pretty much said all of the ones I wanted to say.
Yeah, my
like pretty much.
Yeah, my big question.
I thought I had another one.
This isn't a theory corner for me. It's more of a question corner for me.
No, for real. I have more questions than I do theories.
My first theory is, I guess, maybe one of my things that is technically a theory is that Kaido was and is someone who was. It seems very likely to me that he was granted immortality by the previous op fruit holder, user, whatever.
Yes, and I do think that he might be trying to kill himself because of the smile situation of the factory.
I don't think he knows that yet, though, because he does call for Joker.
I thought that is one of his people and his crew.
Right, they were looking at the paper, and they were
talking to this big shadow that looked like him.
You're right.
So I'm pretty sure he found that news and he was like, "I'm gonna end it," because the other times before it wasn't him trying to kill himself. It was him people trying to kill him, like the execution.
Right.
Hanging.
But that would still mean that he would have been granted immortality a while ago.
No. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah. I'm just saying that that's what I think. I don't know.
Okay. I do like that. But I also think it would be funny if he was just like, I'm so tired of living. I mean, this is just because he does say like,
it just seems coincidental that all this would happen.
You're right.
And then,
you're right.
But who knows?
No, you're right. I only say that just because he said, Whitebeard had the right idea.
Yeah, because Whitebeard was dying, so maybe Kaido's dying.
I mean, but he can't die, so...
Well, we don't know.
Or he can't be killed.
Yeah, maybe he's just really strong, but we don't know if he's immortal yet or not.
Right. So, I mean, that's going to be my theory for now, that he, was granted the immortality, right, by the previous op user. I don't know what whoever was with Sabo, I have no idea what they could possibly be referring to about being able to produce what.
I know. I think, are they trying about smiles? Like,
I don't know.
I
still don't know the significance of, Momo and all of that, but.
Yeah, and then hunting down samurai. Remember that too? They were looking for samurai. So what does that mean?
Again, I just have, I'm at a point now where there are more questions being asked, but I can't get a grasp on anything. I can't really theorize on much.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to look over my notes for one last second just to see if there is any other thing that I could possibly even theorize about other than, the awakened theory and I don't know.
Corazon.
Corazon, I am fairly confident in saying that he is definitely, he is not siding with Blackbeard. If he is, it is for a greater good or something like that. And the other thing being that, whether you consider it to be a spoiler or not, a lot of people were saying that it was very obvious. It wasn't clearly stated.
Oh, yeah.
But in the moment with Usopp and being able to see the spirits or the souls of Zoro and Luffy when they were confronting Sugar, a lot of people were saying that it was obvious to them that he was unlocking his observation haki.
Yeah.
Which is pretty obvious, I guess, when you think about it, but I don't know why in the moment it did not occur to me. And maybe that has also something to do with him. Like, I still think that you're right. I think that maybe, having this like observation haki even dormant in him could have also been part of the reason, on top of him being so attached to the Mary, that he was able to see the Klabotterman. Klabotterman.
Yeah.
A lot of questions. I have so many questions, and I'm so interested, intrigued, and curious to see where things will go.
Yeah.
But we are at the end, so Mehgan, now can you give us your final thoughts on Dressrosa as a whole and where you're at going forward? Like where in the future, where is it all going, and how excited are you to continue on to our next arc?
Where's it all going? I don't know where it's all
Mehgan,
going.
we want
You can't ask me that.
We need the answer.
You can't ask me that. Obviously, yeah, this was great. Obviously, we said what we said about just things that we didn't necessarily like, or me personally, what I just thought was like, okay. But other than that, the themes and everything, Doflamingo is probably my favorite antagonist, definitely in One Piece thus far that we've met. Law's backstory, Corazon, it can't get any better than that, and we have just been like this, Oda's been dangling this candy in front of us for so long, this candy, haha, candy, get it,
I get it,
to it, yeah, but yeah, it was very, 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 I guess complete. Obviously, Doflamingo's still around. I was like, okay, I guess he couldn't have been defeated that easily, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Where does it
I'm
rank
excited.
in terms of like other arcs for you?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
It is great. I don't know if it'd be my favorite though. I don't think.
Yeah, that's fair. That's for sure fair. But would it be top 5? You think?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. Mm-hmm.
I have to agree with you that this arc was absolutely incredible. Everything that I love about One Piece, everything is in this arc. This was a long arc, sure. And yeah, there was a lot of characters who I think naturally are going to get thrown to the wayside a little bit. I don't mind that some of the Straw Hats were missing because that is just One Piece at this point. That is what I've come to expect. And so it doesn't bother me that much that it happens. I think that it's important to give, certain members time and dedicate time to certain members, which I'm sure our other group will get much time dedicated to them. The questions that are posed, the confirmation of certain things, the final reveal of these long-awaited backstories, and for all of those backstories to exceed expectations, not just meet them. This was absolutely an incredible arc from start to finish. I do empathize with people who had to read this week to week. I know this arc, as it was coming out, took 2 years to complete. I can only imagine how frustrating that might have been to have to wait that 2 years. But in terms of binging it all and reading it all through once, it was absolutely incredible. It had its moments where it would sort of dip in and out of like being what I consider to be peak One Piece, and some moments that fell a little short. But nothing is free from that. That is not a thing that I would dock this arc for necessarily, because the moments that were awesome were so much more. There were so many more of those moments. Finally getting to see Gear 4 and finally getting to see another awesome Luffy moment, and seeing the Alliance and the Straw Hat, the power of the Straw Hats, I guess, and their forces grow, whether Luffy likes it or not, on top of not just the Doflamingo story, but Law, of course. Now he is cemented in my mind, and now I feel like I know him, and now I feel more confident in saying that, yes, he is one of my favorite characters, period. Not just non-Straw Hat character, but one of my favorite characters. And his backstory is one of the best backstories, including the Straw Hats. I love this arc. Like I said, I love Kairos and Rebecca as well. But, in terms of everything else, and Viola and Riku, but in terms of everything else that was happening, they were probably, I guess, the least interesting part of it. But I did like that they were there, and I liked their journey, and I liked how it ended for them. This arc was a blast, and I don't know exactly, like you, Mehgan, where I would rank it. But it would in my mind have to be at least top 5, and maybe higher once I really think about it. But I absolutely loved every moment of this. The reveal of Sabo coming back, getting the flame fruit. When you really think about everything that happened,
so much
happened. So how can this not be one of the just greatest arcs in One Piece so far. This was absolutely a blast. This was absolutely one of my favorite arcs to cover with everybody, with you, Mehgan, getting to sit here and talk about it with you, with everybody watching and listening. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here, especially if you've been here through all 3 parts. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. That is going to do it. And that is the conclusion of our Dressrosa Arc review.
Wow, we're one step closer, huh?
How I bit my lip, one step closer.
One step closer.
Wow, it feels weird to be here at the end of this 3-part video series.
Wow, when's the last time we did a 3-parter?
For One Piece?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Ever?
Maybe, but I can't
don't know. I don't remember.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Anyway, that is it for our discussion on Dressrosa. That is not it for the episode. Before we go, we have to shout out and we have to thank not only our wonderful, beautiful, amazing Patreon and YouTube members, but also every single person, YouTube member or not, who donated towards and funded the cosplay that you see here before your eyes today.
Yay.
Not just this Doflamingo jacket that was way more expensive than I could have ever anticipated it would have been. And yes, it would have been cheaper to order it on a website like AliExpress, but it would have taken forever to get here and we just didn't have the time to do it. But thank you so much, because it funded this and anything that was left over. It helped fund even Mehgan's koala cosplay. I mean, you guys fucking touch our hearts. We said it in the beginning of the episode, but you guys get a special thank you from Pastor Lucci himself. Even though he is not here in physical form, he is here in spirit. And
he's going into you. He's going into you.
Pastor Lucci! Pastor Lucci to the left-hand side.
That's really good.
Pastor Lucci to the left-hand side. Pastor Lucci is taking over me. He has given me a message, and he is saying that he has blessed all of you. He has touched all of you, and you will have a prosperous life and a prosperous, what are you saying, Lucci? It's coming in a little foggy. You will go on to be. You will go on to
do great things, and you guys are amazing, and you're gonna have freedom in your lives, and you get to do whatever you like because you guys are the best. And thank you so much for helping us out so much. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you, Mehgan.
Whoa, I just got possessed too.
Oh wow, and that's a good point, Mehgan.
Whoa.
In the spirit of Luffy and in the spirit of freedom that you guys gave of your own free will. Thank you so much. And if you want to know a little secret, I will reveal it now. Mehgan, for the audio listeners, why don't you describe to them? Because, yes, from the front.
Oh, stupid.
From the front, this jacket, it looks beautiful. It looks amazing. And it's only possible because of you. But from the back, it's
sparse.
It looks a little less. It looks a little less impressive.
It's sparse, and Josh is wearing shorts.
Okay, well, you got to tell them all that. Dude.
Well, you told me to explain it.
Even still, there weren't enough bows to cover the entire jacket. But in all seriousness, you guys, thank you so much. And to our Patreon and YouTube members again,
thank you so much.
Even you and your support, especially you and your support, has also helped in not just specifically this cosplay, but this cosplay, Mehgan's cosplay, and every other cosplay that we've been able to do for these Done Piece episodes. Guys, please hear me, please. You guys mean the absolute world to us, and if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be able to do this. We just financially would not be able to do this. What you're seeing now, the quality of the show, the mics we have, everything is because of you. And in the spirit of Luffy, again, that you've done all of this and have supported us on your own, of your own free will. It blows us away. It means the absolute world to us. We don't take it for granted. We will never take it for granted. We are absolutely, truly 1,000 billion, million, trillion, infinity times grateful for your support. And we couldn't do this shit without you. This show is this show. It is because of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our heart. But if you are not a Patreon,
I love you guys.
We both love you. Give him a doki doki, Mehgan.
Doki doki. Oh God.
And if you are not a Patreon or YouTube member and you want to become one, then all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod. And to become a YouTube member, all you got to do is click join on this video. What that gives you is early access to all of our episodes and access to our exclusive bonus Patreon podcast, Volume 1 Extra, where we talk about everything anime and manga and everything outside of it, everything that we're consuming in our free time, behind the scenes, life, and everything. And just know that by supporting us, that your donations and your support goes to funding not just cosplays, but the time that we're able to put into these shows, the financial freedom that it gives us to put time into everything that we do to raise the quality of this is all possible because of our Patreon and YouTube members. So if you want to become one, again, patreon.com/volume1pod, or to become a YouTube member, click join on this video. But if you're not at a place where you can't support financially, please don't worry. You support us just by watching. You support us just by listening. You support us just by being here. And there are so many other things that you can do to show your support, because I have been a part of the Broke Boy Club my entire life. I understand it doesn't mean you love any less. It just means that there are other things that you can do to show your support for absolutely free 99. And Mehgan will tell you all about those things now.
Yes, if you don't have any berries to spare, don't worry about it. You can do free things for us to help us out, to help this channel out, to help it grow. All you have to do is comment on any one of our videos, like any one of our videos, subscribe if you haven't, and share our videos to any of your friends. It acts as a free tip to us and our channel, and it does help us out so much, like so much. I know everyone says it on YouTube, but it really does help us out. If you can do that for free, definitely, please help us out. It would mean the world to us, and we do appreciate it so much.
Yes. So please, if you like the content that we make, if you like what we're doing over here, consider either joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member or doing any of those free things that Mehgan suggested. Sharing, rating, even being here to the very end for view duration helps so much. Please spread the good word of Lucci. Pass the Lucci far and wide. But that is it for another Done Piece episode and the conclusion of Dressrosa. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that is always the same and never changes, which today is...
I like pass the Dofi on the left-hand side.
Oh, pass the Dofi to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Because he did get passed.
Yeah.
To pass the Dofi to the Captain Jack. But we'll do left-hand side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better. Yours is better. Yours is always better. Always. I love it, Mehgan. You're killing it. You're on point. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, pass the Dofi to the left-hand side. Pass the Dofi to the left-hand side. Hey, pass the Dofi. Dofi. Dofi.